Coco. It's a special night, Thanksgiving Eve, here on GoGameGo, and Viking Stew and Just Jeff have invited me and Lance Jennings and JD on for a special Thanksgiving Eve open chat. And I love Thanksgiving. I mean, I love stuffed turkey, roasted turkey, mashed potatoes, candied yams, all the fixin', all for dessert, pumpkin pie. But then again, Thanksgiving's back in October here in Canada. So you know what you and I get to eat tomorrow? Damn you, Go Game Go!
Oh! Is that a little Kylo Ren whiny bitch move right there at the end? Is that what that was? Hey, I don't know.
Just had to be stated, you know.
No popcorn and toast, Pete, for Thanksgiving?
No popcorn.
Jelly beans?
No. I could have
No
had
jelly
that.
beans?
I'm getting my dinner ready for tomorrow already, right here, buddy.
Nice.
Have you tried the Cheetos mac and cheese yet?
I heard it is absolutely disgusting. I've seen it in the store.
I would assume so. I would assume so. So I have to make mention of this
nutritious and delicious, but it's a maraca when you really.
So you could play a gig and then eat it afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. That's your post-gig snack right there.
Wouldn't it be great to just have like different items from the store that you could use on stage in the percussion section, and then you just make a buffet at the end of the show with everything you just
You build the whole audience, you'd be the most popular person going.
More cowbell, more macaroni. Yes.
More macaroni.
More KD. Not JD, KD. Hey, Jewbug.
So I made it in just the nick of time.
You sure did.
Very close.
Under the wire, as they would say.
I had a mishap. I burned my tongue.
Oh.
Wow. On what? Mac and cheese?
Well, on two different things, because I wasn't smart enough the first time to let it cool down. So, you know. And then I had a bowl of ice cream. That made it all better.
There was one thing I had to mention right off the bat for the show tonight, is I was noticing when Lance walked away, I noticed Jeff's screen, my screen, and Pete's screen. And then on Lance's, it's like we're all upstairs in the house on that 70s show, and Lance is downstairs. There's this funky haze on Lance's. I was like, how do we haze up our screens and make it look like we're downstairs?
That is an
Lance, that's a little specious.
Scary.
Hey, Brian.
I can open up the chat window so I can see everybody.
Oh man. You know, I was just mentioning to Jeff that we haven't seen George lately. George of the Q. I just think I mentioned it to everybody today.
Yeah, he did. It's like I thought, no, I haven't. Hopefully he stops in tonight.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, yeah.
Stops in tonight.
I need to send a big,
I've got
Viking cheer.
Got a McDonald's update. Remember I told a story about we took my son to get some McNuggets, and I asked them for extra honey mustard.
Isn't that child abuse?
Yeah.
I'm just asking. Sorry.
Cruel and unusual.
I asked guys, can I get some extra honey mustard? And he just folds his arms like that, and he goes, "You got 27 cents?" That was his response to me. I was like, why would I pay you for honey mustard sauce? So I kind of got in it with him, and then my wife Celia went a couple weeks later, and she had an argument with him. We went today.
Honey mustard Nazi.
I'm happy to say it's the 27 cents is gone.
Wow.
Get whatever you want now.
Okay.
And I feel like we did it.
No Szechuan sauce?
No.
At McDonald's?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Big thing. There was a whole Rick and Morty episode about that, and then they brought it back. Like they brought the Szechuan sauce back. It's like, I don't know, it's like ketchup and soy or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's not good. But
Shocking.
it was this whole phenomenon, and they sold out everywhere after the Rick
Yeah.
and Morty episode. It was crazy.
It's
Oh, wow.
different.
Wow.
Okay.
Different.
But-
Just
But
funky
going back to the
sauce.
story, 27 cents, that's pretty specific. Not 25, not
Right.
30. No, 27. You're going to have to
27.
find, the pennies in your pocket
Yeah.
to pay for this thing.
It's like the end of a game where you have to get exactly the right amount to fin it. 27. And if you don't have the pennies, don't look at me.
That's like that
No
game.
sauce for you.
No
Yeah,
sauce for
that's
you.
like that game. Sorry,
Yes.
you don't get the exact amount, and it's like over and over and over again, like torture.
That's it. I say hi to Kathy. That's my sister.
I will. She's watching.
Hey, Kathy.
Yeah. And
So
you're
we're-
Catherine. Yeah, you're Kathy too.
Oh, more than one.
Yeah. My sister-in-law popped in there real quick.
Oh, very cool.
Saying, hey. No honey mustard for you. Honey. Nothing, honey.
Has anyone been playing any fun games this week?
To play anything at all this
well,
week. I haven't even had the flashback out.
I was until Burger Time. The Burger Time mishap.
Oh,
But
Is
I
it-
got it out.
were you able to save it, or is that
I don't know.
Done.
Luke said I need to either probably do a repair to the trace where, like on the very, very edge, there's like a solder trace that goes around the edge. And I had to grab it with needle nose pliers because my fingers were just too fat to fit in there. And so I took a couple pictures of it. Luke took a look at it and goes, well, you can probably either solder or like a little jumper, like wire. And I also have this like tracer pen that like you can actually make like wire traces, like solder traces with a pen. You can draw it and it's conductive. So I might try that too. But
Wow.
he was really cool. He was like, you know what? It's not working. I'll send you another one. And that's just how awesome Luke is.
Yep.
he's
Yeah.
fantastic?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So we'll see.
I've been playing a lot of Atari because I got a Retron 77.
Nice.
I'm in heaven playing all these old games I haven't played in so long, plus a bunch of new ones like Cosmic Arc, which I had never played.
Yeah, see, I want to get into that one.
I played it without knowing anything about it. No, man, I just tried it out and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. I really like the way they did that game.
Yeah.
It is fun, isn't it?
And Magic's just, man, they were just so good.
100%.
But yeah, TJ was talking about the boxes last night. It was crazy how those were. I mean,
The Magic ones,
you pull them out and
Yeah.
zoop, there goes everything.
You know what? Yep. And I did that today. I was actually, I wanted to have some boxes
They
in
do
the
that.
background here. And the first thing I did, I picked it up and everything fell out. You know what? I hadn't even thought of it until TJ said that. Because, I mean, I happen to like the artwork and I like the foil. Yeah, it's a little cheesy, but it's fun.
Yeah.
But sure enough.
Well, I just remember as a kid, I think it probably happened one time, and after that, make sure you grab it tight. So it doesn't happen anymore.
So I'm gonna throw him up here. What are you drinking there, brother?
Time.
We are drinking. Go down to Larry.
Picaroon.
Harvest Ale Picaroons.
Oh,
Pete, I had to laugh because I looked up and you had your mug of beer and you were shaking the can on it, and I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, "Is he sprinkling beer on top of another beer?"
Last
It's
drop.
like a beer topper.
Sure.
Top of Pete's beer
He's
topper.
not wanting it.
he's putting some nutmeg on the top.
And that's an annual one they do with Harvest
Pumpkin.
Ale. They grow locally harvested hops and such around this area, and they'll actually put out different ones. And this year I haven't noticed it as much, but some years they'll have which farm it came from on the can.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat, and each will have a little different flavor,
Has Coco ever taken a sip out of your cup?
Nah, that would
No?
be too hard to stretch.
I had a cup of water on a tray table where I was sitting a while back, and I left some water there the night before. And I came in the morning, and Perry is standing up. Almost.
Coco is going to be out in like a few seconds. That's amazing.
Look at that.
Wow.
Hairball in my glass here.
Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I walked in
Awesome.
one morning, and Perry had her snoot in my glass of water, just lapping it up. I was like, how often has this been going on? How much dog backwash have I been swallowing?
Apparently, it didn't hurt you.
Yeah,
No.
don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah, I guess so.
By the way, I am wearing my GoGameGo shirt. But I gotta
Okay.
during the game, I got to represent, but I am wearing it underneath. I felt left out. I was the only one not wearing the color.
Well,
GoGameGo.
And we didn't even know this was going to be the sexy show tonight.
You didn't coordinate.
And JD's going to be flashing the Go Game Go.
Before we started, we shamed Lance into going to put his on.
Yep. Didn't know there was a dress code. So, right.
You see the haze in his room. He was too high to remember to put it on. Oh, dude, I'm sorry, man. I'll go get it.
What day is it? Okay.
Where'd I put it?
I do have a lava lamp here. I'll let you borrow it. Here we go. Oops. I'm gonna knock everything over.
Wonder if I have one over there. Does anybody? I wonder if they ever made a tree that's a lava lamp tree.
Ooh.
A lava lamp tree?
Yeah, wouldn't you could because that lava lamps are like in that shape of a tree. You could like put ornaments on it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Wonder what the biggest lava lamp
Like a
is.
6-foot lava lamp in your living room. That'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be trippy?
I've seen some pretty big ones. I think Dream Theater one year, it was either
We got to clip that soundbite
Dream
out there.
Theater had these huge lava lamps, if I recall correctly.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. And they take a while to get rolling because they got to warm up.
Yeah.
And they don't, get that goo going. So I was out shopping. I told the guys earlier before we started that I had some show and tell stuff. I went shopping. Look at this. I found this. I don't know. Are you guys familiar with Fantastic Four much?
Whoa.
This was one of their nemesi
Sounds good.
that showed up a lot. Annihilus.
Mhm.
Oh,
And they had
nice.
a Funko of Annihilus. It's a Walgreens exclusive.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is that a Walgreens exclusive?
Yeah, can you believe it?
Is it? How do you pronounce it?
Annihilus.
Annihilus.
No.
Yeah,
Anyway.
because when I was a kid,
It's a family show.
reading it,
knew
I'm
it.
like, it's Annihilus, and
Oh,
I'm
right.
like, no, it's Annihilus. It's
So if you had a
So there.
twin brother, would they be Annihiluses?
Annihili.
They're nemesises?
The Nemesis.
I haven't gotten any new Funkos for a while. I might have to buy one before the end of this broadcast, though.
There's got to be a Black Friday Funko sale on
Be
something.
ready to cuss
early.
at us. We'll need a cussing video.
All the ones I want now are like super expensive. I should have pulled the trigger on them a lot earlier.
Yeah. I just got one it's in my bathroom over there. I forgot to show it to my brother when he was here. It's a Vince Lombardi.
Whoa.
I know, it's trippy. I saw it at a antique shop because there's somebody in there that's got a booth full of Funkos, and I sent a picture to Jeff because they had a Wayne Gretzky and
That's crazy.
Nice.
some other blues ones. I ordered these the other day. I got my new Kiss stickers.
Nice.
So these are pretty cool. I ordered this one first because I was into Love Gun at the moment. So I was like, oh, I got to get this. And then it's got, this is some of the greatest artwork,
Oh, the
album
solo
artwork
the solo
ever.
albums.
Yes.
Yeah.
And and then somebody did newer ones, even of Eric Carr and his makeup. And
Oh, cool.
it was crazy. Last night you guys had a pretty cool experience with TJ, right?
That was a fun
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
It went really well. We had a blast.
Yeah. Talking about all kinds of stuff last night.
We would
It was
run
more
one
about-
end of the gambit to the other. Talked about, of course, the Amico, right back to the old television. Lots about the old. He's a major collector of like 80s computers and such, your early 8-bit and 16-bit
Yeah, really cool.
computers.
Yeah.
Really interesting stuff, rare stuff.
Atari,
Yeah.
some Atari computers.
Spectrum.
Yes.
the one
What was
you
the
had?
Falcon?
I had
Falcon,
never heard
Falcon.
of that. Evident was that like the flagship of the ST series? Like I knew the 520 ST, and I never heard of the Falcon.
Said the Falcon was out in the early 90s.
Yeah, early
But it just
90s.
didn't go anywhere.
Oh, okay. So I was probably already way out of that
Yeah.
realm. I think I was probably already like on a Mac or whatever.
It wasn't one of the older ones. It was one of the newer ones, but
Ah,
the Atari brand. But
interesting.
Well, Paul from the Televisionaries said he had a Falcon and he used it in some of his production.
really,
Wow.
Wow.
So it sounded like an Amiga kind of
Yeah, same era, I think.
machine. Yeah. Very
Wow.
cool.
I was telling TJ I had to laugh because I tuned in one of his videos for the first time to watch him talk about the Spectrum. And, it's a very British thing. And he started talking. I was like, he is not British. It's so weird hearing his voice talking about all the British computers. But, man, he knows a
Italian,
lot.
Portuguese, American, not British. What he knows
And-
about computers, so let me tell you that.
Yeah,
But
he's
what's
so knowledgeable.
Very knowledgeable.
It was cool. He was Stu. He was also talking about. I don't know if you caught. There was just a short moment where he was talking about the Atari, like the Atari STs and stuff like that, and the Falcon as for music production.
Correct.
And,
John
so he was talking
Anderson.
about, like Yes, and I know Yes was like one of the early adopters
Yeah.
of that. In the
What was
recording.
the other one? He said John Anderson, and who else was
Yeah.
it that he said?
He said Fleetwood Mac.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah,
Mick
yeah.
Fleetwood was a big proponent for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Wow. Yeah, I thought I was thinking about that when I was hearing that. I was like, oh man, that would be something cool to cross over on a Hammer Away show, which I'm eager to get back to. I'm just been too much going on lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Overall,
wild.
it was a fantastic interview. We had a lot of fun for the entire 2 hours. It went by just like that. And the chat was just hopping with lots of questions. 20, 25 people there all night
Hey,
long. And
he gave you guys a real solid compliment too. That was really cool. Just saying how he's, it's not a regular thing for him to do these.
Yeah.
But
Like
of
live ones, right?
of the ones he's done, he said he just had a lot of fun. So that's what it's
that's
all
the whole
about.
point. It's like it's all just for fun, get to know him a little bit better. Because I love his videos, and we talk a lot about his videos too. And how he has a real true gift of gab, right?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can go on, he does his videos right off the cuff. Different people have different ways of doing it, it's like that's what works for him. It works really well, and that's why it's so entertaining to sit and listen to him tell the stories, right?
Mhm.
And you keep them going, and you can get feed the questions and such. And the chat was feeding questions great, and it just made for a fantastic show.
He's just knowledgeable about just a broad range.
Yeah,
like well outside of the gaming, the classic gaming stuff, which is awesome. Very knowledgeable about that, but just all the other stuff. It was
it's always
great.
neat to see the enthusiasm of him getting back into things like the television, which he had played a little bit way back in the day, but not like he is now. And like I say, the enthusiasm that he has for it is just infectious, almost, right? Contagious.
Well, and I think one of the things that he mentioned last night too, and I'm certain a lot of people would, feel the same. And when I get into playing the couple of streams that I have done, he says that he gets on there and he doesn't play the game to perfection or to anywhere near great.
Nope.
Before he does a video, he's just like, I'm going to get on there and play. If I really suck, I'll, you just play it for a bit and then you move on to another game. But I'm like, that's the way I am. Because again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. when I get into these retro games, especially with as much freedom as you have now, with I can get hit like 4 times and still not die. And then you get one little dinker of a bullet coming from a little pop gun on a retro game and you're dead.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, dang it. And the movements, you're like, I get really, I am like herky jerky when it comes to those old 8-bit games. I'm like, and before I know it, I've hit the wrong button and I'm jumping into enemy fire instead of ducking or whatever. And I'm like, oh, good God, I got no skills. And to think that I beat Super C.
It's so easy to save and get back into it and to keep going and such. Now, back in the original days, like the NES, remember the days of like leaving the system on for days on end so you could keep playing your game and stuff like
I
that.
never did that.
No, wow.
I never, ever did that. I'm like, why would I do that?
Pete got me back into auto racing again. And, and so much so when I was talking to Luke, I bought both variants of the auto racing, the early steering and the more modern steering. But here's what's funny. So I had been playing it on the flashback, right? Just the factory flashback, not the ultimate. And evidently that had the more modern steering, like the newer steering, right? So I was playing that and I was getting good at it again because I used to be decent at it back in the day. And then so I pulled it out to show. I brought out both of the auto racings and I was going to show Catherine one of them, and I popped it in and I was like starting to play it, and I realized, oh my God, I'm terrible at the original steering. And I didn't realize it, like, from going back, like really just like a day before playing the different kind of steering. And I just realized how different it is. Yeah. And the other thing I realized, I don't think I ever played it, maybe once or twice, auto racing with another person. When you play it, when you race another person, unless you guys are neck and neck, it basically, if one person gets ahead, it like freezes up and says, okay, you won that, like,
you get a point.
You won that, so you get a point. Yeah,
round
1 point.
Mm-hmm.
And it got annoying after about like 2 minutes, and I was like, I enjoy it so much more as a single player. Yeah, that I also didn't remember.
But that's not the annoying part. The annoying part is when you decide to explore and find all these little hidden roads, and you have 2 players doing it, and the other person messes up and is stuck in front of a tree, and you're like, don't, and you have to start back over.
That was the first thing she asked me. She was like, can you drive off of there? And I showed her. I was like, I drove onto another track. She's like, how do you know where you are? I'm like, well, you don't. I mean, unless you have the map that somebody took that, like, I think you showed it, Pete. Like there was like
it's in the video, the entire map.
Yeah, the video. Yeah.
Michael Hayes actually mapped it all out. And sent me a copy of a better copy than what I already had. And it's really he did a lot of work to make that map, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
And is that an Intellivision game?
It is, yes. The original auto racing.
Yes.
Okay, I never played that one.
Does that same kind of map exist for Dungeons and Dragons? Has somebody come up with that, like the overhead?
No, it doesn't. And I don't know exactly. I think there's so many. I think that is more randomized. Like,
oh, is it? Okay.
I think there's just X amount of grids, and they're all just put together, and it's probably some sort of checksum that makes sure you don't end up with dead ends. But I don't think that
makes sense.
There are like set dungeons, set mountains, I guess it would be called, right? Set mountains. I think that every time you go to a mountain, it's sort of randomly generated from the. I'm not sure on that. I'd have to look at it, but that's just. I've always known that there's a set world in auto racing. It is not that way, it seems, in Dungeons and Dragons.
So that means I should be much, much better at auto racing than I am.
Control factor, buddy. You know the layout of the tracks, right? Because the tracks are the same every time.
Yeah.
It's still
they haven't changed since 1979, so I should.
So do you use
that by now, though? Yes.
Do you use the disc to turn the car?
And that's like that's the whole controversy with they actually, people complain, as Pete was saying in his broadcast, but people complain that the steering was not intuitive. So they came out with another version of it with a totally different steering mechanism. But yes, with the disc, but it's like in the bottom is like kind of extreme steering, I guess, and then the upper quadrant is more like gradual type turns, as I recall. That's just if my memory serves me correctly. And then button for braking.
Yeah.
Well, on auto racing, you don't control the throttle; it just automatic. The car will start and then go. And I think Nitro Derby is supposed to be the same kind of thing, to where you probably just have control of steering and the brake. That's all you have.
I like that.
And then, was there ever a game that was a driving game like that was on the Atari where you would use the paddle to steer?
That's a good point.
Yeah. Yes.
Could you do that for like Night Driver or something?
Yeah, Night Driver. Indy
never-
500 had its own paddles.
Oh wow!
Really?
Yeah.
It came box with its own paddles, because those paddles, I believe, could turn 360.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I
nice.
never even thought to do that until Stu just.
Oh
mentioned
wow! Okay, perfect.
it. Wait, what is
Does
that?
that come with a toaster or something? What's in the
No, I
box?
said the paddles.
Oh, the paddles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I thought a toaster would have been good.
Oh, there we go.
So
Oh, wow.
I almost
All
have
right.
too much light on in here today. So that's fairly thick. Now this is the driving controllers, and this was the only game that used the driving controllers. It's not paddles. They come in a box. They aren't in the box in this one. But this is they look like a paddle, except remember the paddles are 2-on-1,
Yeah.
and these are just on one.
separate.
And
Oh, wow.
it says
Got it.
driving right there. If that focuses,
Don't those turn 360, Pete, where the other
do.
paddles stopped?
they
right?
do. This
Oh,
will
okay.
turn.
Wow. Okay.
A little bit different, but it's the only game that used them.
So interesting that they put out controllers for one game.
Right.
I did have that back then.
That was I'm just exiting the layout. This was a early game, and I believe the intention was to use it quite a bit more, and they just didn't.
How many
Wow.
games for Atari did use paddles? Not a lot, right?
How many
Warlords did.
There are probably more than
Kaboom.
you think.
Kaboom. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I've only been playing it. I mean, my buddy had an Atari 2600 growing up, but like I've been playing it on the Flashback Gold, and which is great. But I never, and I think it was Pete that told me like there's an M Network. I forgot what's the version of Astro Smash, but M Network
Astro Blast.
Astro Blast. It plays terrible with the at least the Flashback joystick. Were you telling me that you could play that with a paddle?
You could play it with either. Yeah, it'll work with both. It's the only game.
That's what I need to try.
All of those games, and that's just the first few off the shelf.
Chase did
Those all
too.
use paddles. You got
And Breakout, of course.
Backgammon uses a paddle. Steeplechase.
Yeah. Pong.
Paddle game.
And look at
Breakout.
the list.
Canyon Bomber. Super Breakout. Regular Breakout. I could keep going. There's
Oh wow!
20 or 30 probably paddle games.
Wow.
We got Steeplechase on there. How about that?
Steeplechase
That's
is
really cool.
so you look at the back. Well, I'm not going to go big yet, but see on the back, Steeplechase. That's one of the 3 games that was released by Atari, but it was only ever released under the Sears brand.
Oh wow.
Huh. Wow.
It's considered one of the 26, the 2600 is the console number, CX 2600, and then it's 2601 through 26 100 and something. And the majority of the first 60 are sort of like the rainbow games, the different color games, and there's 3 games in there. There's Steeplechase, Submarine, Commander, and Stellar Track, which were Sears only.
Can you play Steeplechase with the joystick, Pete?
No, I think it's just
But it
paddle.
won't even work with the joystick.
No.
Wow.
They say they have Astro Blast. You can use a joystick, but the paddle works better
Much better.
on the 2600. What about the Solar Storm by Imagic?
I haven't played that.
That I don't know. I don't have that one. That's a
You don't?
sort
Okay.
of a rare game. Solar Storm. I don't know that one right off the top of my head.
They even have a G.I. Joe Cobra Strick. Cobra Strick?
Cobra Strike.
Strikes.
Oh, it says Strick on here. I'm like, what? What the hell's a Strick?
Well, one website says over 40 games
Wow.
use the paddles.
That looks about right. everything from
Cool.
Atari,
Is that Parker
Sears.
Brothers?
That's a Parker Brothers game.
Parker
yeah.
Brother.
Yeah.
That I wish
Yeah.
that would have existed for Intellivision. That would have been cool.
If
Yeah,
this actually has a 3-player game in it.
Wow.
2 players use paddles and 1 use the joystick and controls the big cobra, which is sort of the enemy in most of the 1-player games. Sort of, it's hard to see there, but the big thing in the middle is the cobra, and you're trying to get men to go back and forth between the.
Cool.
Trying to get men to run back and forth between
Oh, wow.
2 huts, and you have a little shield thing that you move back and forth to try to stop the cobra's shots.
That sounds cool.
It's not a bad game, and it's actually a game that I picked up quite a while ago because I had it when I was a kid. I got it during the crash. So,
Oh wow. So that came out at the very end.
What about
it was
the-
83, probably 82, 83?
What about the Jedi Arena? Do you have that?
I do. Yeah.
Shut up.
Asking Pete if he has something, you almost don't have to ask.
Oh,
You just-
there.
just
Yeah,
ask-
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Just ask Pete to go get it.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask him if he has it.
This is another one that I had when I was a kid, though, and I really, really liked it. Of course, I love Star Wars, and there weren't very many Star Wars games. This was the only one out after the original Empire Strikes Back, where you attack the walkers. And
Wait,
this-
you like Star Wars?
imagine that.
Have
And,
you seen Rise of Skywalker?
I have probably 4 or 5 times now. You should watch it. It's really good. Maybe you'll,
No, thank you.
And you control a lightsaber at the top and bottom, and there's one of those things from, if you look at it, like from
Yeah, the training ball.
and it's shooting
Wow.
lasers back and forth, and you control where it shoots, trying to knock the shield away from the other
Hey,
Jedi.
didn't you-
I
It's a
never
fun
knew that
little
game existed.
Hey, didn't you play that on a stream?
He
I
did. Yeah.
believe I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now, was
I
that
hadn't
the only
seen that
Star Wars
before.
game?
Pardon me.
It looks like it. It
Was that
looks
the only
like it.
Star? Because, like, the Intellivision only had what was it, Empire Strikes Back?
Empire.
Yeah. No, there's actually 2 more. I've only got. I've got the Empire Strikes Back there. I've actually got a card-only copy of Return of the Jedi, and then there's Star Wars: The Arcade Game. Those 2 are both Parker Brothers as well. Released around 83, and I could get Return of the Jedi too. It is right there.
The Riddle of the Sphinx.
I haven't heard that a Magic
I'm not
game.
going to go for that one.
Stand on your
Haven't
chair
either.
and get it, Pete.
All of a sudden, whoop, whoa!
Catch me, Coco. You were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Cosmic Arc. Now it's the
Yeah.
they say it's kind of like the unofficial sequel to Atlantis, right?
Yeah,
I don't
when-
remember it in the Atari version, but I do remember it in the Intellivision version. You know, when you finish the game in the Intellivision version, your
Yeah.
saucer that you can use
Yeah.
late in
Right.
the Intellivision that's not in the Atari version, it flies away
Right.
with the remnants of the Atlantis society in it. And supposedly this is that ship that's going
Yeah.
to another
Oh,
planet.
wow.
So
Okay.
That's a really cool
wait a
idea.
minute. So it doesn't
It's a
it
continuation.
doesn't fly off on the Atari?
I don't remember if it does or not. If it does,
I think it does. It
But
does.
you don't never get to play the saucer in the Atari version, whereas you actually get to play the saucer in the Intellivision.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
I see.
I don't think I've ever gotten there.
There's
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There
Which
you
is-
go.
a puzzle type game, not a lot of action in it. I remember playing it some. I think I borrowed it from a friend when I was a kid, and it's a game that you would have to have for a while to try to figure out, right?
I was playing
Yeah.
a Magic game today called, I think it was No Escape. Does that sound
I've
right?
never heard of that.
I've heard of that one. That's a fairly. Do you have the cartridge of it?
Me? No.
No, it's seems to me it's quite
It's kind
difficult
of
to find.
it's weird. You got like this stack of. Wait a minute.
You take me out of the solo
Yeah.
view now.
So it's got like breakout bars at the top, and then you've got, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these like creatures in a row, and they're going back and forth, and you're shooting at the breakout stuff up top. If you hit the guys, they multiply and they keep adding on. so you don't want to hit them.
Oh,
The only way to destroy them is to hit the breakout stuff at the top and have the piece fall down and hit one of those guys. So you get bonus points for every breakout little panel that's left over. So you're trying to do it as as little as possible, hitting the breakout top to kill those things. But then as each one goes on to get crazier and crazier, I mean, later on, instead of a straight line, they start doing these like funky patterns. And they start dropping stuff on you.
Wow.
It's actually kind of cool.
That does sound cool. So, Jeff, you brought up a great point earlier in our chat, just our daily chat. It would be cool if, and I don't know the answer to the question either. Maybe somebody does here. Does Intellivision have the rights to all of the Imagic catalog, both Intellivision and Atari side? And if they do, would they ever come out with some of the Atari games that never made it onto the Intellivision? Anyone know?
I know. I thought he said they had them all, but I don't know what he meant by that. If he meant Atari as well, I'm guessing probably. I don't know why Activision. If Activision's going to give them the rights to the Intellivision ones, I don't know why they wouldn't with the Atari ones.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I mean, I never played. My buddy that had the 2600. I mean, I think he had Atlantis.
yeah.
I think that was the only Imagic game he had. So like we could compare those two. And then I had like, Beauty and the Beast and Dracula. But I like some of these games that you were mentioning, I never even knew about, like on the Atari, because I was just kind of like oblivious to it. I didn't go out of my way to research Atari games. It was just like my buddy had it, so we would play whatever he had, and he had a ton of games.
It's interesting that Activision licensed the Magic games, but they won't license Pitfall.
Well, Pitfall
Oh,
is
yeah.
now, right?
They're
Yeah,
not.
I know. It's I don't know. I kind of find it weird because I know Pitfall's like, I guess, the big Activision game, but Activision as it is today, I can't see why they give a rat's ass about any of that old stuff.
Yeah. So you're right.
They're not using it.
Yeah, that's too bad. I still love playing Pitfall. We play it more on the flashback, on the Atari flashback, but
I mean,
I do. It plays very well on Intellivision. The Intellivision port of it's excellent, I think. So it would be neat to see that reimagined, but it's already been. They did reimagine it for iPhone or mobile. It was okay. I didn't enjoy it that much. I mean, it was, it looked like every other game, and you pick up the coins and all this stuff. Vaguely reminded me of Pitfall.
so we're talking in television. What do you think about the big news that Amico's has gone into production? I should say.
I like it.
It's awesome.
Do you
Getting
think
closer.
You think they just went into production this week, or you think it's been a couple weeks already?
I don't know.
My guess is they probably had to go through a few before they actually would dare announce it, to make sure they actually had everything they needed.
Yeah.
So I would hope it's been underway a little while now. Not long, probably, though. Not long, because... Excuse me.
I'm hoping for January.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed.
Born Distracted asked what my next interview is going to be. It's a little hazy as to, kind of like Lance's video feed in the basement of that 70s house. But it's probably, I think Ron Keel and I were going to talk briefly. I know I was supposed to have a conversation with Toby Jepson because the brand new Wayward Sons album is out, and they're doing touring for it now, headlining over in the UK. So that is a possibility. And I also want to get some of the other guys from that band on the show too, especially like Nick Wastel, because Nick was huge, and he's the bass player for Chrome Molly as well. So I would love to talk to him. Also I'm working on one with Mr. Zlozauer too. So, but that won't be for a little bit because we're trying to couple that a little bit more with the entrance of his new book. So, But you guys were talking about the manufacturing and stuff of these games, and I was talking to my buddy on the way home yesterday. I had a drive from out of town yesterday where I was kind of asking him more about what was going on with all the, ships in the bays and all that stuff that's sitting off of the coast in California, and why it's such a problem. And I didn't realize that there was so many. Lance, you can help me out with this too. I guess a lot of truckers won't go in either because they have so many restrictions on, or not restrictions, but mandatory. They have so many mandates that you have to have all, this and that, for the ecology. They have to have, their trucks have to be up to snuff. And they're like, the hell with that. There's so much other work, other places that, Walmart's paying to get their truckers in there, I guess. But
my understanding is from the docks, a lot of the trucking was owner-operator kind of thing. And with, I'm trying to think what they call it, but it's kind of like an air quality mandate. Your truck has to be this year or newer. And, there's guys that are like, okay, well, I'm not going to invest in a brand new truck only to have it be, you can't use it in 5 years.
Right.
So guys are just like, do other work. There's more over the highway work.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Because I know, I have some buddies on the race team, they're truckers. 10 years ago, there was brand new trucks on the lot that were not legal to run in California. And these are brand new trucks just because the air quality deal. Now, in LA is kind of a different deal because LA is almost a bowl. You've got mountains on all sides of it, so it just traps smog. So they have improved in that way. But at what cost? You got to have to trade it off, because trucking is a lifeline, especially during, COVID times when all the, how many months was, the shelves empty?
Right.
I mean, I don't know in your area, but going to the grocery stores out here, it's still not fully recovered. There's still, whether there's paper goods or, that kind of thing. There's still things missing.
Well, thankfully, the toilet paper shortage is over. Start using leaves.
Like corn cobs.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
We call it maize. But yeah, no, it's nutty stuff. Anyway, and plus he was talking to me about what was the deal? About wondering if they're sticking it to China a little bit because those ships go back with food in them. So,
I mean, that's possible.
So anyway, that's just something I wanted to talk about because it deals with the parts and all that stuff. What will be your first Amico game played?
Oh man,
we talked about this last night.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. Yeah.
What are the pack-ins again? It's
Astro Smash,
skiing, Astro Smash, Shark,
Cornhole,
Sparkle, and one unknown,
and one other
Sparkle, and
I assume it's probably going to be a pack-in game first.
Just because it's the easiest.
I probably Astro Smash.
Yeah, I'll probably do that one too, just because it's such a fun, high score game.
And there's nothing to learn. You just play it, right?
Yeah.
Like with skiing, I'm sure there's going to be a learning curve.
I got to do cornhole first.
Well, for me, if I'm, by myself, it's going to be Astro Smash. But if my sister's here, it's going to be biplanes because that rivalry is going to continue from way back when. I mean, that was the jam with my dad.
Yep.
But my sister would get in on it too. So if she's here, I got an Amico for her. So get her to come over, and 40 years later, we're back at it.
Does she know about the Amico, Lance?
Yeah,
you're getting her.
Yes, she knows about it because I asked her what color. So we're going with the Tron black, and I've been giving her some of the updates, so she's excited about it too.
Is baseball going to be a launch title? It kind of disappeared.
I think Tommy said it was at one point, but I don't know about now.
I don't know. I think at this point they'll probably wait to try to do a launch around it. Well, all depends on when it launches, right? But I would think they want it ready for the season to start.
Spring.
So,
that makes sense.
For
March or so. March.
The system could be April too, right?
Well, there's the thing about the games, since the pushback, remember he was talking about for a while going for the record, 30 plus games available at launch. You've had more time now.
Yeah.
That could probably still happen. I know he's talked about saving Cloudy Mountain, and I think Night Stalker, he talked about holding off for a little bit. We're only talking about a month or two, so it's not,
I was going to say, that's tough to hold on to it, especially when you've been waiting. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying that, when you're waiting and even more, and those are some of the games that have been shown, and Night Stalker makes it on every video.
And that was one of the first ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you're like, wow, delaying it. Okay. That's cool. I get it. I guess it's not my company. It's not my whatnot. And I just, I'm just that would be a tough one to hold on much longer because people are ready.
Yeah.
For me, right out of the gate, I mean, Night Stalker is definitely up there, but baseball is my number one. I mean, of everything.
Yeah, I really want to play that one too.
And the tank battle. So Salvatore is asking if the tank game is going to be a launch title. I hope so. I mean, it seems pretty far along.
Yes, very much so.
And that looks great. I really, after seeing that, I was pretty pumped.
Yeah.
And they brought the Ricochet back.
Yeah, that's cool. And so, my dad and I were actually talking about that. We were trying to remember. It's been so long, like whether we played Armor Battle more or Triple Action Tanks. Because I know we did Triple Action Biplanes a lot. For some reason, I think I remember us always falling back to Armor Battle more often. But I do remember the Ricochet stuff too.
Yeah.
But it's a cool concept. And hey, it's essentially merging the two games, I guess, right? I mean,
right.
And it's the best of both worlds.
That's a good
playable version.
Awesome. It looked so fun.
So what about the box games? Which will be the first one you guys are going to play?
Did you see what Retro Advisory Board said?
Yeah.
MLB had a version in Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, know that.
Fantastic.
I haven't seen anything. Did anybody do a video on it, or was that one of those ones where you were like,
No, I don't think anyone did. I know DJC had a little bit of billiards.
Yeah, I know there were a couple games there that they just asked not to show. They're just sort of not to the point of being shown yet. And I think that may have been one of them. But it was a playable version, like Brad said.
That's cool. But that's good to know. That's great. I'm sorry, I cut somebody off. Somebody was about to say something, and I just saw that.
Oh, I was just saying, Salvatore also asked the first Amico game you're going to play of the boxed editions.
I'm
sure Lance is going to do biplanes.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do Riddle first. I'm really looking forward to that game.
That's what I was going to say too. Yeah.
But the single player version is one I want to play more than the multiplayer.
Yeah.
What game, Jeff?
Evil Knievel.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking more towards the single player version though. Because that plays a lot like those Trials games on Xbox. And I really
there you go. Tell us what. Give us the list there, Pete.
You got Moon Patrol.
That's going to be heavy.
What's that? Missile Command.
Missile Command.
Brain Duel. Biplanes. Dyna Blaster. Evil Knievel, Finnegan Fox, and Rigid Force Redux.
Yes.
I don't know if it's been asked, but would those games have like save states? Like imagine like Finnegan Fox. Would there be like, you could save your progress?
I don't know if that's ever been mentioned, to be honest.
No.
I would assume so.
Because think of like Moon Patrol. You've got different stages.
Right.
And then Finnegan Fox. I don't know if Evil Knievel's continuous. I imagine that's just stages and you can randomly play.
You go from one stage to another. So I guess once you clear 3 stages, you could turn it off and come back to the 4th stage, I would think. That's a good question. You would think so.
Without leaving it on for days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moon Patrol, I remember just playing for hours.
Oh,
I mean, and with no save state. I mean, the saving grace to that was once you got past a certain point, you wouldn't have to go all the way back to the beginning, kind of thing.
Yeah, or would they do like an NES? They'd have like the passwords for, I remember like Mike Tyson's the Punch Out. You get to this part, you have a password you can write down.
Somebody needs to ask that at one of the next times with Tommy, or post the question in one of the forums or something. I'm really curious about that. Nobody has said that. I would assume.
Yeah, we should see if he's available sometime soon, Jeff. We ought to have him back on the show. He's got a minute.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was it that I want to make sure I address a couple of these. Tank Game seems to be saving everything stat wise.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Games all would do that.
Yeah,
it seems like
and of course, as far as the racing games, I've mentioned it many times. Nitro Derby, can't wait.
I just mentioned the Born Track Retro Derby. Yeah, Nitro. I can never get that name right.
But there's what's the other one? What's the side swipers?
Oh yeah,
Colossal Crash or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Whichever it's going to be now. Yeah, right.
Was that the Hot Wheels one?
That was the Hot Wheels one with the figure 8.
But it's no longer Hot Wheels.
No, I think it is.
Oh, it is. It's just the name, the sub name.
Well, the Colossal Crash is a Hot Wheels like a brand name.
All I know is I want my orange tracks.
Yes.
70s orange.
Yes.
My buddy had the red, white, and blue striped.
That's the one I had, the red, white, and blue striped ones.
That was also really cool.
Yeah.
Mine was just very 70s.
So, games that are probably 95% sure that are going to be release titles. Which one are you going to buy first? Not a packet, obviously. None of these.
I mean, I'm going to probably buy a whole slew of them. Which one is the first one that lands in my cart? Or
I can't think of that many that are guaranteed to be done. The big one that has been shown a lot and that's been played, I think, is what's the name of the game? Lance, will you remember? It's sort of like the soccer game where you tow the ball and spin it around in space and try to knock the barriers around.
Oh, Space Strikers?
Space Strikers, yeah. That one looks like it's pretty much done.
Yeah.
I think it is.
A fun game.
Now, how close is that to Warlords?
Well, it's got similarities, that's for sure, right?
No, I'm just saying, if you had like 4 players and that'd be kind of cool party game.
Absolutely.
What else do we have that we know is going to be out?
Atlantis. Sorry, I just had
nice.
Needs to happen.
Once a show.
I'm not. I think didn't Tommy say they're scaling it back a little bit to launch?
Missile Command is not a substitution or an adequate substitution.
And again, I do love Missile Command, but
I do too.
We were talking last night how good the Atari version was.
Oh yeah,
it was shockingly good. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, I played that way more than in the arcade. I mean, the home version I played most often.
Well, what would be the other likely launch titles? I mean, Breakout, Pong.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Billiards. I'm just trying to think of the titles.
One now. Is Pong? Have we seen anything much for Pong since?
No,
not past the initial.
That's just the original with the football and all those different ones.
Yeah.
What else was on those?
Trying to find
there was a cat game with the cats in it.
That was a quick little clip too.
It was shown for probably 0.7 seconds.
That went and the running man running on that track. That was another one advantage.
Yep. And also, we've seen this too when they've changed the name. What's the Dolphin one? It's not Echo, but they've changed the name to Dolphin Quest.
Dolphin Quest, yeah.
Dolphin Quest.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we haven't seen much on that lately.
Do you have a list anywhere of the supposed launch titles?
Well, we had 64.
Yeah, that's right. We had 64 games that have been mentioned to go through.
Let's just pull that video up and watch it.
I was going to
for 4
say,
hours.
Yeah.
Hey, just real quick while we're looking that up, the guy who did Missile Command on Atari that was so good, Rob Fulop.
Fulop. F-U-L-O-P. Rob Fulop.
He did Night
Like
Driver
Fulop.
and Missile Command. He also
Nice.
did Demon Attack, Cosmic Arc, and Fathom.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
So he left and went to Magic.
I guess so. But he's also in that documentary, Once Upon Atari.
Rob Fulop.
So,
I
yeah,
did
that's
a
cool.
video on Missile Command of those games I did on Missile Command and one of the other ones you named, not Cosmic Arc.
Demon Attack.
I
Fathom.
did Demon Attack. Before I ever started with the television stuff, I was doing my Atari games because I could get gameplay video captured with them before I could do in television. So I did quite a few reviews, and I did that when I was doing them sort of for Console Purist on Facebook, but for myself as well. And I did 20 or so. And yeah, Rob Fulop made some really freaking great games. A Missile Command for the Atari 2600. I'll swear to you, it's amazing the fluidity that he managed to get into that game for an Atari game. I like it better than the arcade version. But it would be nice if it had the other, like the ships flying by and stuff. But
Okay.
he did a great job with it.
Well, how is the homebrew community with the Atari? Is it like the Intellivision?
I think it is. I think it's actually been bigger or around
I would
longer,
guess it's
but
probably
I've never
bigger,
been into it enough to. I've only really followed the Intellivision one.
Oh,
Look,
hey, I
look.
was going to ask you, Audacity Games, the Activision guys who just put out Circus Convoy. How?
Yeah.
Can you buy the ROM of that, or does the ROM come with the physical?
The ROM comes with the stepped up version. Like I bought the middle of the road version. I tried to buy the top version and it was gone. But I got the ROM with mine. But the ROMs are kind of neat because they're digitally signed to the individual who bought it. So anything that you do with it, your scores and stuff when they're recorded, it records your name. You don't even need to have your name there.
Wow.
Well,
It's
that's
all
interesting.
specific. So that's their contravene piracy, right?
So you have to buy the cartridge to get the ROM. You
Yeah,
can't
you
buy
can't
the ROM.
buy the ROM alone.
Okay.
Oh.
I got to look into that because that'd be a fun game to.
At
Right.
least at one time. Right? They may have changed their mind, and now it's been out for a while because it's been out for 6-8 months. They may want to sell the ROM because they probably sell a lot of them.
You know what's weird about the Amico is, the way Tommy's mentioned in the past is there's only going to be roughly 26 games a year, give or take.
Yeah.
Which isn't many games. I mean, it's a lot of games, I guess, for one company. And they'll have their hands in every game that comes out, which it sounds like.
Yeah.
In some way or another. So I guess they got to really figure that out. What's their 26 plus games or so they want the first year, and what they want to launch with. I imagine it's going to be
some of the major teasers have to be released early, soon.
Yeah.
Because you can't sit back on those too much. But there's enough major games for the older television, plus other games they can pick up that would be big for 6, 8, 10 months down the road. Those are available. So get your Cloudy Mountains and your Night Stalkers out, your baseball. I would say those would be the biggest three, wouldn't you? Probably as an estimate. I mean, those are the biggest three that we've seen quite a bit that we don't think will be
trailers. For trailers or actual release?
For trailers.
Like a deep dive.
Well, no, I'm talking about for actual release. They have to get those out soon. If they're not, they can't sit back on those for a year.
Right.
Because they've been promising them now for over a year. And there's lots of games out there that they can get that will be like Sea Battle, right? That'll be a huge game.
Oh, Sea Battle's gotta happen.
Sea Battle.
And it's
Utopia.
not on the list either.
It's not.
I don't think so.
No.
Sub Hunt is.
Well, even that's a fantastic game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's like remember Seawolf?
Mm-hmm.
The original arcade game Seawolf with
Love
the
it.
periscope.
Yep.
Yep.
More distracted. As far as I know, there's going to be. I think a lot of these are third-party titles. Just that Intellivision is publishing them, and they work with the developers.
Right.
I'm not sure which one are third party or which one would be considered first party.
So,
Yeah.
so if for a Magic, did they buy them from Activision, or are they licensing them?
I think they're licensed, aren't they?
I would
Okay.
suspect it's licensed. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Hey, back from the dead.
Hey, back.
Hey,
That's a good question. I mean, how many of these, like, what is considered, if anything, a Intellivision game? I mean, like Mattel had releases. Like, are there going to be any under that name, or are they all under the name of the developer? It's a good question.
There would have to be like developer credits, you would imagine, because Tank Battle, they developed the what do you call it, the game dynamics in house, just like they were tweaking cornhole in house.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
The production.
That's amazing. Tommy's wavered on that a little bit. We're impressed about the game every 2 weeks.
You talked about Sea Battle. I just got the Sears version. What do you think about the Sears artwork compared to the original?
We can compare them right here.
yeah, let's compare them.
I don't know. They're both cool. This is the one I'm used to seeing, but that other one's really cool.
I kind of like the series.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's.
I mean, the Mattel. I mean, that's just classic in television, but
Yep, that's true. This is still like playing this.
And then Sub Hunt.
This is fun. Oh, that's cool. I don't have this
cool.
Sub Hunt.
God, I forgot about Sub Hunt.
Yeah, but Rab is mentioning. I was thinking about that too. I think I may have even asked Tommy about this on our show once. But if you're only doing one, let's say if you're doing it every 2 weeks. Well, geez, if you're going to have a edutainment game at some point.
For the win, Papa Pete.
Right? Hey, you need to write a letter on that paper and send it to me.
So, I mean, what are
No reason to waste it.
So, what are the edutainment ones? I mean, you have obviously the Brain Duel.
Sesame, the edutainment would be Sesame Street, Care Bears.
Sesame Street, Care Bears.
Stuff like that. But that's going to be a little lean there when you got, so a game comes out, and 2 weeks later, Care Bears comes out. And then the next one, 2 weeks later, so you're talking now a month since the last one you bought. But I hope the next one is something you want, because then you got to wait a month and a half.
Yeah.
Look at that. With love, Papa Pete.
What's it say? I'm a whiny bitch. What's it say? I destroy my own ship. Let me take my helmet off and beat the hell out of my own ship.
Gotta zoom in on that one.
What is that?
Oh my God. I didn't see that.
Oh, dude.
It's like with the race cars on dirt. They tear off so they can see. On to the next one. On to the next one.
Somebody's been pulling some overtime.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, wait.
Casualty.
Yeah. I don't need turkey.
Special Thanksgiving Day.
Give me toast and jelly beans any day over Kylo Ren. Oh my God. That's brilliant, Pete.
So I think the edutainment games seem to be the only ones that I'm not directly interested in. I mean,
right.
As an older player and I don't have kids, those are probably the only games I'm probably not going to buy.
Same here. I mean, they're only $10 maximum, and then coming out every 2 weeks. I mean, what is that? $2 a month. So it's not exactly breaking the bank if you bought every game that came out.
Right. And I plan on it.
Yeah.
I mean, most of these games, there's some obviously that I'm more interested in than others, but I'm really psyched about Miner 49er. Like, that was a surprise to me. I'm excited about that one.
But have we seen a clip of that one yet, or no? I just remember just the name on that first trailer, because that was the one that had it was that and 10-yard fight.
I don't think we've seen any of that.
And was it like Kung Fu Master? I think there was a few games that were listed.
Interesting. Bomb Squad. Nobody saying anything about Bomb Squad.
Yeah, that's good.
That's probably going to be one of the launch titles. They've been working on that
Bomb Squad. Yeah.
For a while.
And Safecracker. We were talking about that last night too.
Yes, Safecracker.
I never had Safecracker.
We haven't seen anything on that, have we? Other than that first, still showing the artwork.
First little blurb. Yeah. They showed a little bit of movement and showing going into the room and the safe being there, but that was about it.
Yeah.
They've shown as much of that as they have Brain Duel. And Brain Duel's already
true. Yeah.
Good to go.
This really is an interesting game, and it's my next one on the 125, and then I'm doing Dig Dug. Right?
Dig Dug.
Dig Dug.
Yeah. Well, TJ picked a lot of things.
Isn't Dig Dug going with the hidden Tron? Was it the Tron game, or not really Tron? Deadly Dogs or whatever.
Tron, Deadly Dogs. Yeah, exactly.
What is that?
There's a hidden game on the Dig Dug cartridge called Deadly Dogs. And what it is, it's Tron Deadly Discs with the hot dogs from Burger Time as the characters.
That's amazing.
And you can play it with the Dig Dug cart. Now, to be quite honest, I've never done it because I've only had Dig Dug now for.
Is Dig Dug a homebrew or a port?
No, it's not. It's
official release.
See, I was already out by then.
TV.
Like I didn't. That's not a title that I had. And I don't even think I've seen it. Is it a pretty faithful?
It's well, you'll have to watch the next episode.
I will. I'll definitely be there.
Truthfully, though,
that's a teaser.
Dig Dug is a game that people tend to like. Yes, the version that people do tend to enjoy it.
And who ported that?
INTV, but it's kind of got a little bit of a story on it because remember. Atari had a company making games to the Intellivision when everything crapped the bed, right? Well, they had various things. There you go, Centipede. They had various things in the works, and actually, of all the things they had in the works, that's one of the very few that actually ended up being picked up later on and finished by INTV, 4 years later.
Well,
that's cool.
That begs a question on the 125, like Pac-Man, right? That's I've got the INTV version, but there's the Atari Soft, which is more expensive. Now, Pac-Man's just one, right? It's not both for, it doesn't count as two for the 125.
I believe they are. No, it does only count as one because it's an identical game except for the Atari splash screen, I believe.
Yeah, the intro logo. Yeah.
The logo. Yeah. Yeah. Well, now I have to get it out,
Yeah.
Well, let me make mention of this from Back from the Dead. Because if
your flashback's still here, JD.
Who all was really into Hanna-Barbera cartoons?
Oh yeah,
I love them.
Yeah,
I'm all over them. So I there's so many that I love. There's so many that I can't invest in them because I would never watch them. But what right off the top of your head, what's a first one if they were able to do that and pop in on a Hanna-Barbera show? What show would yours be?
You mean as an Amico game?
Yes.
I'd go with Laugh Olympics.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice call. That'd be great. Yeah,
it includes all the characters, really.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a sporting event. That could be a really fun game. Why is it so? Why is the box? Oh, okay.
And there's actually
a big box.
Now with Dig Dug, they have a retro box. What do you call it? Repop box for that, right?
Get that as a repro. I'll put it back up. And the reason I have two of them is I got a second one, but there's actually two different versions. If you look,
it
blue
was
and purple.
Right.
The back are blue and purple.
Yeah.
And also,
Wow.
the main difference is going to be very hard to see. But if you look way up at the top, it says for one player. I don't know if that
Yeah.
will focus or not.
Yep.
But you can
We can
sort
see
of see that is a sticker. And on
Oh.
this one,
Hmm.
it is just it's printed on the box. So this
Printed
is a
on the
later
box.
version. And then
Ah,
if you look at the front, it's the exact same thing. Right down here, it says for one player.
Yeah.
And down here, it's very obvious. That's a sticker for one player.
Oh.
So
Now,
Pete,
you can
on that
also
version
get
right
the
there,
boxes that don't have the sticker underneath that sticker, it says for 1 or 2 players.
that's what I was going to ask you. If
Oh.
versions went out without the stickers.
Right. And it was never a 2-player game. It's 1 player only. So they afterwards they grabbed the stock that went out and they put stickers on them. And then once they got rid of all those, they corrected the box. So this is the last one that went out. This is the middle one, but there are some out there that have for 1 or 2 players. So there's 3 different versions of Dig Dug out there.
So where's your
Wow.
other version, Pete?
I don't have the other version.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Don't-
listen, I'm thrilled to have these 2.
yeah, those are hard to find.
They're not
Very
easy to
hard.
find, no.
And back mentioned Scooby Doo. That was that Scooby Doo Maze Craze.
Yes.
Yep.
Was one of the 125.
And so there was a Jetsons game, but that was for the ECS.
Yeah,
correct?
Jetson's Way with Words. Yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
ECS title.
I'd love to see a Jetsons but not an edutainment game. Like I'd like to see a game like of those.
I would love to see. I would love to see the Herculoids.
Yes, that would be good. There's your Scooby Doo game, and this one here is signed by Mark Kennedy,
Wow.
Oh wow.
one of the creators. And then this one
Nice.
is actually didn't even know it existed. Luke filled me in on it after I got it. It is a gatefold copy.
Oh wow.
Oh
Yes,
wow.
version. So I'd never seen it before, and yeah,
So cool.
very happy to have that. You look we talk about the different size of the boxes. That's the
Right.
same level
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Tall box, short box.
All box, short box. Yeah, with the
Yeah.
gatefold.
Space Ghost. I forgot that was him. Awesome.
Yeah, Space Ghost would
I'd love to see
be.
a Space Ghost.
I would too. What I'd really love to see is see them all thrown together. You know, have Birdman, Space Ghost, Mighty Mightor.
Yeah.
What am I missing? Frankenstein Jr. I would love to see that.
I don't remember that one.
I don't remember that one either.
Frankenstein Jr.
No, don't know it.
Oh my God! I think I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frankenstein Jr. and Buzz. Yeah. Buzz was the little kid, like had one of those voices like
Oh.
Tim Matheson did it.
Oh wow.
And
Now
no
you
matter
say that-
who they fought, it seems as though Buzz put that. He goes, "Oh, it's a good thing I installed that whatever, Ray." And you're like, "Okay, how did you just know that today you were gonna run into something that had that?" You know? And he goes, "That's right, Buzz." It's great show. I love it. I just bought it recently, and I think I passed on. Didn't I? Did I pass those on to you, Jeff?
Wait, which one?
Because I had a bootleg of Frankenstein Jr. and then I bought it and I passed it on.
I just get
Okay.
a vision Stu in a dark alley parking garage somewhere at like 9:30 at night. Think of some guy in a trench coat buying a bootleg copy of Frankenstein Jr.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was an.
Did you make the stuff? Yeah, I brought the stuff. Did you make
Big
the stuff?
Rolexes and
Frankenstein
yeah.
Jr.
What are you looking for? Some porn? You're looking for some
fresh
some
off-
other maybe
fresh off
some
the truck.
hardcore action? I don't know. Do you have Frankenstein Jr.?
Sure.
Oh, you're one of
I'll
those.
trade you 2 Rise of Skywalkers.
Flintstones would make a great game too.
That would make a good game because you could
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
the Mighty Kazoo and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
But
would
a
be
lot of
kinda
those-
neat.
but sadly, a lot of the voice actors are gone. I mean, Mel Blanc did a ton of that stuff.
Yeah.
He crossed over
Yeah.
different studios too.
Yeah.
which is
Well, I could have
crazy,
my
right?
friend do the Fred Flintstone laugh because somehow along the way he adopted that laugh. I don't know. He had never done it. It sounds so funny. So sometimes I don't want to use the word, but it sounds insincere. It's just hilarious. He just, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Where did that come from? You know,
That's the distinctive laugh, almost like was that Muttley?
Oh yeah,
That we
Wacky. Did you say Wacky Racers about being a good game to be done?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be another great. Yeah.
Well, it's on the Dreamcast.
That's true.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
And on the NES.
Wow.
But it's a platformer for the NES.
Really?
It's not a racing game.
Interesting.
That's an odd choice for a title called Wacky Racers.
Now there was a Yogi game for the Intellivision as well that never got released. It was released as the homebrew later on. I don't even know if it ever was really kind of a finished game. But Yogi's Frustration.
Yeah, I saw that listed somewhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if I want to see that.
I don't want to know about that.
I think that's what it's called.
Pete, have you or anybody? Do you have DC's Quest for Tires, the Intellivision port?
Luke had one.
I love that game on the Commodore 64. That was like my go-to game on the Commodore 64.
I think DJC has it.
Does yeah?
I'm curious how it plays. Like I was looking at the footage. Like I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. How well it played, how well it looked.
I'm gonna say it plays better on the Commodore 64.
That I would imagine.
Yeah, that's gonna be just an educated guess.
But it was cool though. Like I was blown away when I saw it. Like that was before I really knew that people were really porting any of these for the home brews.
Now that is I believe I'm about 80% sure that BC Quest for Tires is a collector vision game. And one of their first, I believe. Collector Vision is there aren't too many companies putting them out, but quite a few. Collector Vision is one of the better ones. And they just released these two, right? TJ just played Gorf. And I got Good Enough and Gorf. TJ.
Oh, you got Gorf.
TJ just played that on one of his videos the other day.
Oh, yeah. Good Enough was great.
There's actually Death Race out too, and I only got they're quite expensive. I got these two. I didn't get
80. Yeah, it's like $60 to $80.
Yeah.
I love Gorf, and that machine, that multicade that I sent you guys right before the broadcast. That's got. I mean, it's Defender is the name on it, and that's the flagship game. But it also had Gorf on it, and I was really excited to see that because I played that game a lot in the arcades.
I did too, and I have to look up a video to remember what it looks like.
It's like a combination. It's like a little bit of Space Invaders, a little bit of I like Galaga, Galaxian kind of thing, but it's like different. It's almost like each scene is some other game. Like it's almost like they're related, but it's not just like the same screen over and over again, like with a new level. It's actually almost like a different theme.
Okay.
So is that a good way to describe it, I guess?
Kind of, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I love looking up all these old games. I think early on in these shows, I was talking about New York, and brought up scenes of that, and just was cool to see those, because those are those games. We all had some game that we played at an arcade that was, that lasted a blip, or whatever, like Rip Off and New York are two of them that I always remember. And rarely do I bump into anybody that ever played it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the more rare games that I.
But the cool thing is you can certainly go out on YouTube and see videos of all of these being played. Right. So I think
and
that's what's a lot of fun.
There's that internet like arcade or whatever. It's like this whole archive of there's ports of almost every game you can imagine.
Really?
Just go to a website and just play it.
Whoa, what is that?
The drawback, I forgot what it's called. The drawback is, though, I don't think it works with controllers. Like, you have to use a keyboard.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Like,
I'd just love to
it's not
see
like
the
MAME
game.
where you could like map some. I mean, maybe if you mapped it to key commands, possibly, but I couldn't get my controller to work on them.
Oh,
So it was just kind of cool. But that said, it's really cool to see, and they are very playable. Some of them are great.
That's awesome.
Even with the
Yeah.
keyboard. I'll
'Cause
look it
I
up.
would love
I
to-
can't remember the name of it.
I'd love to get in there and see if New York is on there and play Ripoff. I mean, that was so fun. I love that game. See, those are some games that I would wonder if they could get them and make something interesting for the Amico. But
Here we go. I think it's just called the Internet Arcade.
Internet Arcade.
You just do a Google search. I think. Yeah.
Also, what about making a game out of Jabberjaw?
Yeah.
And I mean, if you do a Scooby-Doo one, you could definitely bring in all the other characters.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Scooby-Dum, Dynamite,
Yeah.
Blue
But
Falcon.
But Scooby-Doo without Scrappy.
Scrappy, right.
No Scrappy.
No Scrappy.
Unless
You can bring in the mystery machine all day long, but no Scrappy.
the only thing I want to see of Scrappy is they're going by a haunted house that has a tombstone that says, "Here lies Scrappy."
The beauty of Laugh Olympics is you get Snagglepuss too.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Exit.
Yeah.
Stage left.
Yep.
I just got invaded by another cat here.
Oh man, cat invasion.
6-foot jump onto the table, and luckily nothing went flying.
Hey, Pete, I just looked up Audacity Games, and all three versions are for sale.
Are still for sale?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I guess they're just selling them until, I guess, forever. I guess until
Maybe.
now. Did it came with a cartridge, right?
It did, yeah.
Okay.
I've never actually opened mine.
It doesn't say anything about a cartridge. I'm reading this. It doesn't mention a cartridge at all.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Oh, here, let's zoom in on that.
Still sealed in box.
What is this?
Very cool.
Circus Convoy.
It's a new Atari game by
Okay.
Audacity Games, which are basically some of the guys from Activision.
Oh, cool.
Oh wow. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Wow.
All right.
That's very cool.
Neat.
Holy cow.
So you were playing the ROM then?
What I played was the ROM online. I
Hmm.
I streamed it a couple times when my computer decided to work, and it was great streams. It was a lot of fun. It's a great game. It's very much in the style of Keystone Capers and Pitfall. Very much so.
Yeah. Well,
I was thinking Johnny Quest earlier. Yes.
Johnny Quest.
No, Johnny Quest be nice. Yeah.
I just want to know when I get to meet up with Jade. That's all I want to know.
Just want the music.
Oh, the music.
Music was always great in Johnny Quest.
This thing's scrappy.
Yeah. Scrappy dissing is a must. Oh man, put him up. I'll show you this a little more show and tell. This is something I got for my birthday from my son. That back to Sketchbook Brewery in Skokie, Illinois.
7.5%.
Oh
Yes,
boy.
and it's Smoky Jack.
What is it though? Smoky pumpkin.
Smoked pumpkin saison.
Nice.
It's I'm dying to try it. I just brought it home from up there. The other thing I want to do is I went shopping with my nephew, like we do. We had to go to Walmart, which always means we troll their bins. And this is what I picked up. Has anybody seen this?
No.
No,
Not
I've
that
heard
one,
all
no.
about that. I remember when that came out. I
But
actually
nobody
wanted
has
to
seen
see
it?
Mm-mm.
It was in 3D. I think they even had a 3D
Okay.
release of that.
Found that for $5. Christine had mentioned that she'd like to see it sometime soon. It's got the one, what's the gentleman's name? It's got Jamie Foxx. And then what's the guy? Is it Taron Egerton?
I'd rather see Jamie Farr.
Oh wow. And then I found this. The reason I got it It was cheap,
Oh wow!
and it had the newest Blade Runner and the Meg.
Did you see the Meg?
Ready Player One.
Yeah,
Ready
we
Player
did
One.
watch it.
That's cool.
It's pretty funny. Like we saw it, Catherine, because they have a big megalodon at the Smithsonian. Like it's hanging,
Oh yeah, really?
you know, in there. I mean, replica, but it's absolutely
Sure.
huge. It's like life
Sure.
size. And so it was like one of those obligatory things where like we got to see it. Like research, not really research, but you know what I mean. And
Right.
It was fun. It was campy, and I don't know. We liked it. I mean, we went in there thinking it was going to be awful, and then after that, everything's better than awful. That's not a great review, but we actually enjoyed it. But it was very campy.
Oh my God. Yeah, we enjoyed watching it. Now for $10, I couldn't believe it. Finally,
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Wow,
There you go.
that's serious.
the
For
box is a little
$10?
messed up, but $10 for the whole series.
Wow.
Oh,
That's really
boy.
cool.
I flipped out. I was like, wow, that's
That's
it.
very
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. So that was cool. The only other thing I wanted to show you guys, look at this. You guys ever buy? Oh, well, this is a stupid question. Look who I'm talking to. When you go to the store and you find something, you're like, oh, I should get those. Those might be valuable someday. And I picked up years ago, It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh wow!
And that's Mary, obviously, but she just
Mary.
doesn't really. She looks a little manly. I don't know.
I thought it was an alien at first.
I thought it was an alien.
Yeah,
Is there an alien in that?
Jane. What's
Reb.
what's that?
I said, see you, Reb. He's taking on.
See you, Rep.
No, that one looks better.
That one
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, George looks pretty dang good. He even has those high eyebrows with that big smile.
That's really cool.
Oh, Mary.
And you notice this? They're numbered,
Ooh.
but they're really not. They're not going up in value much. I was just looking them up. He's even got his bell and his wings.
Clarence.
They have Mr. Potter in his wheelchair.
I didn't see them when I was shopping years ago. And like I say, this was years ago. I guess I don't know how many they made, a little over 15,000 of these. And anyway, but that was something. And I was reading something recently where maybe it was when we were talking about Thanksgiving movies and stuff. And they said that people start watching It's a Wonderful Life at Thanksgiving time, I guess now.
Yeah, like in LA, NBC Channel 4, they almost always show It's a Wonderful Life
Really?
every
That's
Thanksgiving.
That's so
Interesting.
interesting. I've never done that here that I know of.
Not that I know either. We may have to start it. I mean, I don't know.
But I remember like even cable channels would have marathons of different shows. Like I remember one Thanksgiving, Honeymooners. I think Comedy Central one year had Mystery Science Theater like all day long.
Wow.
You know, on Thanksgiving.
Well, it's kind of a good thing to have when you have a bunch of people over. You can put a channel on. People don't really have to pay attention, or they can sit down and watch for a little bit, and it's
Absolutely.
easy to do.
Absolutely.
Wow. Speaking of figures, these are my favorites. The Hanson Brothers.
Nice.
I have the whole diorama. It's like the three figures, and like a kind of a breakaway of the ice, and with glass and everything, which is really cool. And so I remember I was looking for them forever, and I was at it's probably like a Walmart or something like that in Boston, and I happened to be there with my cousin, and they had all three of them there with the dioramas, and new, when they came out, and
Wow.
like I decided to look it up. It looks like somebody is selling one for like $165.
Wow.
But it seems like it's a wide range of, like $10, $20 per figure. But I think if you get all of them with the diorama, it's something. But like, I didn't get it to be a collector thing. I got it because I love them. It's like one of my favorite movies of all time. But as far as, and I don't collect a lot of action figures and stuff, but these, like, I had to have those.
Are there Hanson brother Funkos, JD?
Not that I'm aware of. Those would be great though, and I'm surprised
would.
they actually. The Hanson Brothers actually run a site, and then you can buy like official merchandise and stuff from them directly, and they have like all the or partnership with this company, and you can actually get the opposing team jerseys and all that stuff too.
Wow.
You can get Oglethorpe.
You can get Oglethorpe. Yeah.
Oglethorpe. It's
a video game that needs to happen. Hanson Brothers hockey.
Oh yeah, I don't think it'll happen on the Amico though.
Not the Amico.
I think it's a little too violent. I mean, that's
do it on the Switch.
Yeah, to me, they should have Super Blood Hockey, Hanson Brothers edition.
Heck yeah, man!
Is what should happen.
Yeah, that'd be great. Can
you customize like figures or anything like that? Like I'm not sure how that works. Like there's a Steam version of that, right?
I don't know.
I think you can play it on Steam now.
What is it?
Super Blood Hockey.
Oh yeah, I think there's a Steam version.
I was just wondering if you could like upload your own like custom characters or anything. That'd be neat.
I don't think so. That would be neat.
Yeah.
Geeks with Cash has to go.
Here's my
See,
I kept on talking about. I finally got it. $7.
You got it.
Nice.
$7, brand new, inbox, wrapped.
Right. It's amazing.
Even if the game's not that great, it was $7. But
yeah,
the way people describe, to me, it looks fun. People are bagging on the graphics, but I mean, for Wii, honestly, the graphics I thought looked pretty good, and the gameplay looks fun. I mean, basically, what people are saying, it's kind of like Wii Sports. There you go.
Okay.
Mad Brothers. That's it. Mad Brothers Hockey. Exactly.
Oglethorpe.
Oh yeah. Can you get Dr. Hook McCracken?
Yeah.
Tim McCracken.
By the way, there are Funko Pops of the Stay Puft guy.
That I've seen.
There's even a burnt one. The toasted marshmallow.
Yeah,
toasted one. Nice.
That's awesome.
Well, of course, you guys have seen in Rocket League where they have the burning marshmallow man coming out of the goal, right?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, that's one of them. When they score a goal, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man comes walking out, and then he's burning up and dissipates. It's great.
Nice.
It's great. There's so many great things that they have on those goals. Some of them are just little blippy things, but there's some really cool ones, like the T-Rex coming out, flaming T-Rex roaring out.
Cool.
There's the Grim Reaper that comes out and does the thing, and the dab. What's some other ones? There's one that's silly with a cowboy hat and it goes pew 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 pew. It's like
Quick Straw McGraw.
Yeah, totally.
Or Ricochet Rabbit.
Yeah, that would be a good game, right? That'd be good.
Ricochet Rabbit.
Yeah, but yeah, no, there's some really cool ones out there.
You know what I was just thinking could be kind of cool
Super
for Amico, and I don't know if it's been done before on any of the other systems, but like an Etch-A-Sketch.
Oh yeah.
And you could actually, and to clear it, you shake the controller.
Yeah.
The only reason why I saw that, my eye passed over some classic ad for it.
Well, if you wanted to, you could have it where you use both controllers.
Oh, very true. With both, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yep. Yeah.
Interesting. I'll put something else in here if somebody's got something else they want to talk about real quick. I'm going to put some pictures in.
Well, going back to the Amico, you mentioned they had the board games, right? Ink and Gold, and what was the other one they're talking about? I'm blanking on that was with 3 of them, wasn't there?
I think there was 3.
I haven't heard anything on that.
So, and they have Parker Brothers license? Yes.
I haven't heard that.
I thought you said, or maybe they were working on it, or maybe they just said major board games, and maybe I just, in my head, I grouped Parker Brothers in there with that. But have you guys seen that Infinity table? I think I sent you guys the link.
Yes. Yeah.
So that they licensed all those games, a lot of those games, and it looks pretty cool. People seem to kind of dig it. But I'd like to see some more board games. Somebody mentioned Monopoly last night, or actually, no, Luke mentioned something about
Deal.
Monopoly.
I was Luke.
Monopoly
Talking about
deal.
the card game, yeah.
Yeah, but I'd love to see some classic games, and yeah, they've been done before, like Monopoly, and I'd still like to see it though, like a different take on it.
I want to see.
Yeah,
Aggravation. That's my favorite.
I was going to say,
I love that game.
Yeah, Aggravation, Trouble, Sorry, any of those. Operation, good call.
But they did Operations on that in the game table, evidently.
Does anybody even remember that game?
What game?
Which one?
Dark Tower.
Dark Tower.
Yeah, Dark. Yeah.
I always see Dark Tower because that would be fun. Oh my god, that would be fun. It was such a simple game at the time with that tower in the middle and the motor go. And
I never had that, but have you seen those online? Have you ever looked that up to see if you got getting one, or do you have one?
Oh yeah, they're $300-$400.
Are they? Jeez.
Oh yeah.
God, good call, Pete. I'd forgotten all about that.
I'd love to have that game on the Amico. I pestered Tommy about that on AAA one night.
That's cool.
Dark Tower, gotta get Dark Tower. Who like it's a dead license, right? But it's Milton Bradley. At the time.
Milton Bradley, yes.
Wow. Yeah, that was really cool. I do remember that.
On eBay, 380, 135, 165.
I mean, geez.
Then there's a Return to Dark Tower.
There was a Kickstarter or something like that came out here a few years ago and created a new game.
Huh.
That was the Return to Dark Tower, I believe.
Wow. What was the premise of it?
It was 4 quadrants, and you started off, and you'd fight brigands, and you'd have to go to the different spots. Like there's 4 buildings, there's a sanctuary and a bazaar. I'd have to. It's been so long, and a bazaar, and you could buy more armies, and you could fight. You as you win, you would build up your armies, and you just try to go from quadrant to quadrant, work your way the whole way around, then attack the tower and the brigands that were in it, and you're rescuing the princess or something like that. But there was like a Pegasus in it, which was a physical card, let you fly to a certain spot. You'd have to earn it, and then you had a beast, which you had to have gold to buy brigands. That's right, at the bazaar. And then you could only carry so much. Then you had other things you could buy, like a beast, which would carry more gold. It's all kind of. It was really neat. It was advanced. It was electronic games before video games really could do anything like that. I'm talking 1980. And I'll tell you if I could tell you a little story about Dark Tower.
We're pressed for time.
Sorry?
I said we're pressed for time.
All right, I'll make it quick then.
We got all the time we need.
No, it's sort of a sad story. Everything worked out great in the end, okay? But I can remember I was 11 or 12 years old. My niece had been born in February of 1981, so it was 1981. I was 12. She was about 3 months old. And no, I'm sorry, she's a little bit older than that, but less than 1. And we went up one night and we bought Dark Tower, which was $50 at the time. It was a lot. There you go, which is a lot of money.
Cool.
And
that was a lot of money.
All day Saturday, and we got up Sunday morning. We started to play another game of Dark Tower, and I can still remember my brother-in-law and I sitting at a card table in the living room playing Dark Tower, and my sister freaking out because my niece, who was less than 1, basically she had a seizure. Okay, and they were gone to the hospital, which was just a block or so away. Like I said, everything worked out great. Okay. It was a problem medication for years. She's now in her 40s with kids, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, at the time, it was like majorly traumatic because here I was like an 11, 12-year-old kid. They ran out the door, and I can remember not having any idea what to do. This is not the day of cell phones or internet or anything like that.
Right.
Or, and I can remember calling my father, who was over here. I was over in Maine. And he come over, and it's like it was a scary thing. It was a very scary thing, and I always will associate that game because we had got it Saturday morning, played it all day Saturday, and we were playing it Sunday morning when that happened. So it's sort of a sad story, but I mean, like I say, everything worked out. But it's very strange how things like that. That's what triggers me with with Dark Tower.
That's
Wow.
funny you mentioned that.
Huh?
It's funny you mentioned that story, Pete, because I have a similar one with the Cardinals in the playoffs. We were watching a Cardinal playoff game.
Yeah.
And my nephew, who was, I think, about the same age, he was maybe one or so. Somebody had him in the kitchen. We were watching. We were at my grandma's house, and he started choking, and he was not breathing at all.
Right.
And so I can't remember who was holding, but they came in. Is like you could just see he could not breathe, and I didn't know what to do. I panicked. I whacked him on the back, just really hard, and I guess it lodged whatever was in him loose. Because then all of a sudden he started. You could hear him cry. Then after that,
Right.
but
Wow.
it was scary as hell because
Scary.
of like, he wasn't breathing. It's like, oh my god! And every time, playoff time comes up, the Cardinals are in it. That's the first thing I think of is that moment. It was a weird
association. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was so strange because I still remember
Scary.
my sister holler and she's turning blue. She's choking, and she wasn't choking. She was having. It ended up at the time we didn't know. I didn't know,
Oh yeah.
but I guess really, later on that day, I found out that she wasn't choking. She'd had a seizure. She was fine. But we didn't have any idea what was going on for 2 or 3 hours. My brother-in-law literally jumped up from the table, ran out to the kitchen, grabbed the kid. They were in the car and gone in the matter of like 8 seconds because the hospital was literally a 45-second drive.
Wow.
And
That's
where
good.
where they went, and it was a seizure, and she was fine. But yeah,
That is scary.
it is a scary situation when you just don't know, right? How old were you then, Jeff?
I think this was 85, so
you're like
17.
16, 17,
Yeah.
just a kid. Wow.
Yeah, still in high school.
Well, there's the box.
I gotta say, this game looks really cool.
It is.
The artwork is great.
So is this is before the isn't there a Dark Tower like graphic novel or something? No?
Well, it's the Stephen King series book.
Oh yes, not related whatsoever. Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm talking about what's like a cartoon. Dark Tower. That was a Dark Tower cartoon.
The artwork on that game was really cool, though. Very sort of a combination between like psychedelic 60s artwork and like Don Bluth or something like that.
Right. Yeah. It's got all those colors of like the Don Bluth movies.
Yeah.
The hot pinks and the purples with the black and the bright colors. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the sorcerer down there with no pupil.
Yes.
Reminds me
of
of.
how that worked in. I remember the keys. There were keys that you used to have to find the key before you could leave to the next quadrant. There was a bronze, silver, and a gold key. Yeah, very interesting game. Very fun game. Very fun game to play. And
there's Takiti.
The computerized system in the middle was the biggest thing. There are actually people to this day that if you have a broken one, which I have a broken one here somewhere, you can send. They'll refurbish it for you.
Look at the kitty.
You can't.
Really? They'll refurbish the
They will
tower?
refurbish them. Yep, the tower. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing on eBay some people are offering repair service for the touch keypad, and it's $30.
Look at that little kitten.
Junk cat, silver cat. Silver cat. Coco just really looks relaxed. Like, more so than usual. That's amazing.
Hey, Pete, while you're solo there, tell us what your Funkos are back there, if you can.
Oh, those are the ones I opened the other day on the camera.
Oh, yeah.
So I got Ray from Star Wars. Rise of Skywalker.
Are you kidding me? You wasted money on that?
Ray kept on popping up in the you might like emails. Every one of them, Ray was in there.
Wait a minute. Where does it say Mary Sue on there? I don't see it says Mary Sue anywhere on there. That's what it should say. She's such a Mary Sue.
Then I have Santa Lewis from Trading Places.
Nice.
That's great.
Dorothy from the Golden Girls, of course.
That's what I thought that.
That's how the friggin' opening movie started.
That's it. That's how it all got going.
And then we got Honey Rider from 007, Soup Nazi, Evel Knievel, Martin and Eddie from Frasier. How's that going?
Awesome.
Jeff, have you made it to episode 3 yet?
No, I'm holding strong at episode 2.
Good, right now.
I'm holding strong at episode.
You got Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Mr. Rogers with the trolley.
That's so cool.
With the trolley. All right.
Do they have one with Eddie and
sitting
Lee?
in his chair, his bridge chair. Then we have Diane and Sam, two different ones side by side there from Cheers. We have John Winger from Stripes, which I love Stripes, that movie.
Which one do you have, Pete? Which John Winger?
He's got the one in green.
Is it the one with the rifle? Is it this one?
He does have a rifle.
Variations. Oops, I can't see.
He does have the rifle to his side, yeah, like this.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. I think there's like 2 other variants of it. This was my favorite one though, because this was like on the movie poster.
Oh, okay, here.
It was like the takeoff on the Uncle Sam, like I want you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it right there. Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Those are the Stripes ones are my favorites.
And then what's that big one there?
Oh,
Next to the Smokey and the Bandit, they're my favorites.
Oh, is that what that is?
Oh no, Stu, come on now. BB-8 and Dio from Ryan Skywalker.
God.
Yeah, but you gotta like BB-8.
Nice.
I do like that one. I do like that. That's a good droid.
That's a good droid.
That's a good droid. You're just in a bad movie.
Just in a bad movie.
You can't help that. That's not your fault. They dropped you in poo.
Make the best of it.
Hey, check this out, Pete.
Yeah, Kevin.
Restoration
Game there you go.
is remaking Return to Dark Tower.
I've seen that. I think it was a Kickstarter or something. Is it finished yet?
No, they're still in the process.
So what happens with those?
Cool.
Do you put forth a certain amount of money and then does that go towards you getting a copy?
Yeah, you pay for it way in advance.
Yeah.
Usually, if you do it early enough, you get a discount from what it ends up being at retail.
Yeah.
If you're really early.
Do they have a price?
Not on here. I don't even know if it's on. It may not even be on Kickstarter yet because there is no price. It just says.
There's a Facebook page.
There's a Facebook page.
Hey. Yeah. Leave it alone. Get.
Yeah. So
I just had to throw an eraser at my kid.
That looks cool.
This company's cool. Restoration Games. They just redo old games like Fireball Island.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's got all these different expansions for it.
What's that one down there with the
looks like the Power Rangers? I don't know what that is. Downforce.
Downforce. Huh.
It's a Wolfgang Kramer classic. Never heard of the game. Here's this one. I used to play this as a kid, Stop Thief.
Oh yeah, Stop Thief. Yeah.
That's the one that had look like a calculator. And you could what would you do? You'd enter in where you were moving to on the board, and
I think
it would play sound effects. It would you'd hear footsteps, or you'd hear a door opening, glass breaking.
That's right.
And everyone was trying to figure out where the thief was on the board based on his movements that you could hear. And they redid the game, and what they did is, I guess, really to say, because it's a cheap game. It's only like $20 now. And it's because they don't have the electronic thing. They just have an app that you open up, and it becomes that controller.
Oh,
so
that's interesting.
Yeah, so I guess it's a way to, if you want to keep prices way low. I think it was only $20.
Right. That's a neat idea, though.
I haven't even broke it out yet. Maybe we should do it tomorrow.
Now, here's a game you see the top of the box right here. I haven't opened it up yet, but my friend at school told me about this the other day. Have you guys ever heard of? I got multiple copies of this, photos of this. Have you heard of this?
Oh, I love. Yeah. I almost bought that actually.
What is that?
It's Can Jam. That's a Frisbee in the front. And let me see if I can check out some of these others. So you notice underneath the name, it's got a slot.
Yes.
So there's the actual box. Mine cost
in the top.
You can get it on Amazon. Yeah. You can get it on Amazon for a little over $30, but I saved like $10 because I got one that was like new, but he said it was going to be in a damaged box, which it's barely damaged. So, but there's a shot. Here's one. I had to do this one for Pete because there's French on there. There's your thrower.
Il y a des Français sur le mot du jeu.
Oh, your Lancourt, right? Your thrower, Lancourt.
Lanceur.
You'd say lanceur. Sorry.
It's lanceur.
And then your deflector, which you would say what?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a little like disc golf.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's more like washers or bags where you're throwing from one destination just to the other end.
Oh, so a guy tries to knock it in, your opponent. I mean, your opponent. Your partner tries to knock it in.
That's right. So you have a thrower. Your thrower can either throw into the bucket, or for 3 points, or you can have a. I'm not sure how it all works because 2 points if you hit the bucket. Yeah. And then it's an instant win. Yeah. If you start the game and you throw into the slot, boom, game's over. But you're 50 feet away from a canister. So,
you know what would make that game incredible? Checking. Just as you're about to like tap it in, the guy like just runs from out of nowhere and just nails you. So deep.
That's one of those
you
worlds.
Have to make that slam dunk because a big hip check, so you had to just flatten the whole game.
Just somebody. The highlight reel would just be amazing. Like somebody from out of frame would just come barreling in, just knocking it out.
Like one of those classic sitcom moments where a guy just comes out of nowhere and boom.
Did you guys see the wrestling clip of what's his name? Pete. The guy was just attacked by a fan.
Oh, Seth Rollins,
yeah, Seth Rollins.
I did not see that clip. I heard about it. What the hell happened?
He was walking. I guess the match was done. He was walking up the ramp to leave, and a fan came from almost looked like backstage. I don't know how he got back there, but he was wearing wrestling tights, which is even weirder. And he came flying through and just speared him. He just lunged towards him, got him right in the gut, knocked him down.
Oh, wow.
I mean, here's the thing. Historically, how many times has stuff like that happened where it's part of the act? Like, as extreme as it might be.
Well, yeah, I don't think anyone there knew what was going on. They probably thought it was part of the act.
You're right.
I mean, it's not an angle. It was a real deal.
Unless
it was a real thing.
All I heard is he got attacked by a fan. Like
I did see it. Oh, it looked legit. I mean, it looked real. I was just posing this question because I mean, you guys are the wrestling experts. I am just like looking at it from the outside looking in. But it just seems to me like there's been so many like staged incidents where like
the guy he didn't jump over a barrier. He came from like backstage. I don't know how he got back there.
Yeah, and that's
why it looked more like it was a part of the show.
Right. And the fact that he's wearing tights, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
should have had a mask.
Granted, we wear hockey jerseys going to hockey games, but I don't think a lot of people wear tights going to wrestling matches, right?
Well, maybe that was his hook to get backstage, because if you see a guy wearing a wrestling tight, you're not going to question it, right?
Right. I'm with the band.
Yeah.
That's it. I've done it. Me and a buddy of mine were walking backstage for the Outlaws, and we're like, just a couple of long hairs just walking back there, you know, like, just act like you know what you're doing, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you carry your guitar case with you, carry a guitar, and they're just gonna open the door for you, man.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. Which also takes me back to this game. So do you think then would it be points for the opponent if you checked him into the can?
If he stuffed them into the can.
Yeah, and what happens if you accidentally knock it in? Like,
Yeah,
so you
right.
check the guy and you're the last one to touch it before it went in. Does it count against you?
I don't know, but this is the point I want to get to. This is what I want to read this.
Perfect.
Drinking game rules. Nice.
Yes. I need to check that out.
I didn't get understand the scoring. It was 3 points if your opponent knocked it. No, it was one
Slammed
one
it in.
3 points. But it's 2 points if he just hit the can.
Right.
So why wouldn't you just try to hit the can constantly and try to get the
some
free
people
win at the same time?
Well, some people just aren't as good at it. You know what I mean? And when you're and when you're 50 feet away,
Yeah,
again, you got to remember, this looks like 5 feet. In this thing, but you're 50 feet away, so it's a whole other ball game there, or disc game.
And you know what? I actually saw this at like a I don't know what you guys have there, but like, do you have like TJ Maxx or Marshalls or anything like that?
Yes.
So they had this game there, and I mean, there were like stacks of them. I guess it was like a closeout; it didn't do well, or whatever the case is. And now I regret not getting it. Like we were gonna get it, and like we kind of waffled on it, and we ended up getting like a disc golf set, so we could go play disc golf like wherever, like at the local park.
Right.
And that's cool. But I mean, you got to go somewhere to do it. This we could just play in the backyard,
Yep, absolutely.
It's fun. And I kind of regret not getting that, seeing it again. That's the first time I've even thought about it since the last time I saw it at the store.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'll have to come up with something. The way we do our bag boards, the cornhole boards, is my brother-in-law came up with this idea to put eye screws in the fronts of them, and then you just have the correct amount of rope, and you put the little dog hooks on them, so like on a leash, and you just, so that way the rope, you always know how far to go, because you just go to the end of the rope. You clip the rope on one end, and boop, you walk that far, and when you're out of rope, you're at the right distance. So
that's cool.
I think it's just hilarious. It has drinking game rules.
I know. I got to read them because I should be able to
get a third player, line the guy up like a wide receiver going in the middle, getting knocked out by the strong safety. Just
yeah. Oh, hey, I got a link to share. I don't know if I ever showed you guys this game.
JD, have you ever seen this?
That's
so
weird. That's the link I was about to share. Literally, I have it up.
Classic.
Right on the screen here, and I'm like, hey, you guys might want to share something, and Jeff just like, bam.
What?
So if you go to hockeysaucekit.com, if you want to like share that link.
Let's see. What am I at here?
Hockey sauce. I'll put it in the chat.
Wow. So what is it, like a goal? You have a goal at one end and the other?
Hey, Jeff, I just put the link in the private chat. Should be able to just grab it. So think of it as cornhole, but for hockey.
Yeah.
So like beanbag toss, cornhole, that kind of thing. Is that link working for you, Jeff?
And it just has a plastic puck.
Somebody's getting hurt.
So I actually, I have 3 different types of pucks. Like I have
somebody's going down.
Yeah, I have a full set. So it's like you have like deck hockey pucks, and then I have a set of real pucks. And then I have a set of what's called the green biscuit, which is like it's like somewhere in between, but it's got kind of rollers on it that you use for just like stick handling practice and stuff. But they have, but it's really cool. They actually have a pool thing where you can have like an inflatable like ring that you put it on, so you can put it in the middle of the pool and target.
Why are they always on the beach doing this?
Yeah, I don't know. They actually have like Barstool Sports and a bunch of those. They have like all these contests where they'll put it like on a field, and they'll be shooting from like the grandstands, like really, really long, distances away, and all sorts of like trick shots and stuff. I don't know. It's probably just a sales gimmick for that, but it's part of the NHL All-Star Fan Fest.
Oh,
Has been
cool.
for a while. But
I
it's
saw
cool.
this a few months ago. It looks really neat.
It's fun. I love it. I don't play it as much as I'd like, but Catherine got really good at it. I like showed her the basics, and it's funny because I do terrible with like the cheap plastic pucks, you know, like the street pucks or whatever, deck hockey pucks, because my shots are going like everywhere and I can't control it. She's nailing them all, and like meanwhile I'm like flying all over the place. But as soon as I grab like real pucks, it's, you know, it's golden. But she got really, really good at that. And yeah, like playing with real pucks is dangerous. Like if you're, you know, on the playground or whatever beyond the house.
Yeah.
We can't do it in our yard. So we have to, like, it's a small townhome yard. So we have to go in the common area. So yeah, you gotta be a little careful.
Do they sell like softer pucks or something else besides just the real hard ones?
Yeah. That's the orange ones the orange and red ones that you see in the picture are soft plastic.
Yeah, those are.
If you took
those
a
are like
shot to the head, it'll still kind of sting, but like it's not going to kill you.
Yeah, those are like the ones you'd use in a gym, I think, right?
Exactly. Like deck hockey kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's like when I'm playing that just indoors, when I'm just like messing around, I'll use that. But you can do damage with it. Anything if you shoot it hard enough, you know.
I just see JD playing hockey in the house.
Oh, I do. I have it like my rec room is. It's not that big, but I have like the home theater in one section, the hockey memorabilia, and then somewhere right in the middle, I have like a street hockey net. I don't have it always up, and then I have like these things, and I'll put up like some blankets like on a wall to make sure it doesn't like mar it up.
Well, that does it. Jeff and I are going to plan a road trip. We're going to come out. We'll watch movies and play hockey in your house.
I'm picturing you have a light outside that says "Game On," like. You know, like Krispy Kreme does, they turn it on when the donuts are ready. Whenever you're playing, you do this. The neighborhood kids all come over.
And like almost like the Jolly Roger flag at a speakeasy.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh my God.
But I actually, one thing I wanted was I think it was like Budweiser or Bud Light came up with a goal light that you could get that was Wi-Fi enabled, and it actually you could program it for your team. So like whenever your team scored, the light would go off.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
So it was kind of cool.
You'd be sitting there, you'd be in the pitch black, and all of a sudden the light would go off and start sirening.
That is awesome.
Your team's out in LA and it just scored.
I should have bought it, but I don't know. It was like it was expensive for what it was.
$150 up here.
Yeah. I that's another regret I have not getting.
Yeah.
So the lesson here is just always buy it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, trust your instincts.
You were talking about playing cornhole and stuff. Like I played cornhole once in my life.
Me too.
Wow.
Did I ever tell you the story? The one day I played cornhole?
No.
So I I was out of New Hampshire back.
You need to be solo.
And I've got the focus on me now. And I'm looking for the share screen here. There we go. Okay. So I was down at the races. We used to go to the races every year starting in 2012, and we went down in 2014. And that was probably the best year we had down there because a lot of really great things happened that week. And my favorite racer is Brad Kozlowski. I don't know if you know any racers or not, if you've heard of him. He's from Michigan. Just changed to RFK Racing, right? Lance would know that. He went over with Roush Fenway and get in as an owner. But anyway, so he was having an autograph signing, and I went to the autograph signing. And before he got there, they had a big cornhole tournament. I'd never played in my life, but whoever won the tournament got to play against Brad at a game. So, I mean, I played washers all the time, and I played horseshoes and stuff. It's not very hard. So, anyway, long story short, I ended up winning that tournament.
Nice.
And, it was 30 or 40 people. So I got to play afterwards against Brad at this bar. It was quite a little setup, really. They all set up like a beach, and it was all sponsored by Red Zapple Ale, which is a Miller product, right? So that's him and I there, and we played the game, and there was like the prizes were they were like lawn chairs and coolers and all kinds of stuff like that. So we played the game, and I ended up beating them 19 or 11-2 or 21-2, whatever it was.
Oh, well, now here's But here's my question though: are you throwing? Were you both walking end to end?
I don't even remember what we did. I think we just threw. Well, I don't know. I think we did it this way. I don't know. Maybe this is
Okay.
I don't even know.
Okay, I was just like, well, you should be standing at the same. You should be standing at the same end.
Right.
So
anyway, whatever way they did it, I beat them.
Wow.
And I won a whole bunch of stuff. But of
Pete,
course,
do you think
he
he tells
was
us-
your favorite driver, right?
Do you think he tells the same story about the day he met Papa Pete playing?
Well, someday he may.
Oh. Day that live in infamy. Got-
We'll live it for me.
Hey, what did you get there?
That's
you had to take out the trash.
red Zappaleo is just one of those steel signs, like.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Why is he holding it there?
Anyway, fine. But that's the only time I've ever played cornhole.
Oh, that's
cool.
awesome.
Cute girls and everything.
Yeah, I think I played it one time, maybe at like some sports event or a concert or something like that. But I'll tell you a funny story though. It's beanbag related. Back when I was little, well, right, like cornhole's beanbags, right?
Speaking of
Yeah.
bags,
Like toss across.
Well, so yeah, it's a little abstract, I will admit.
They should do toss across for the Amico. So anyway.
So, and by the way, I floated that sauce kit as a game to the Intellivision guys like a while back, and they were like, "Oh man, this is awesome. We'll definitely consider the license and all that jazz."
Cool.
That'd be kind of a neat game. But yeah, no. So the last time I did anything like beanbag related was like really when I would have like birthday parties, like when I was a kid, and like little, like a couple years old, and my mom made this big cookie monster. Like she like drew this cookie monster like on a sheet, and she cut out the mouth, and she basically made a toss game. Like you had to toss the beanbags in, and it was like this big hit. And what's funny about it is my friends still talk about it to this day. Like, I mean, it's like of all the things you remember 40 years later or whatever, 45 years later.
Remember when we got drunk? Yeah.
Right.
Do you remember when we had the beanbag game?
Liquor cabinet.
Get the kids in the Cookie Monster's mouth.
Hey man, get the Cookie Monster out.
Yeah.
I could have done the same thing with B. Arthur.
So
No.
Did you throw it in her mouth though?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have something totally off subject, but it's bumming me out. Remember,
not that it's bumming you out, that it's off subject.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Anything to bring us down.
No. So, yeah. No, you guys are set with this. But so remember I was talking about like getting that like partycade game possibly that with like Defender and Gorf and all that stuff. Yeah. And I was like, well, it's either going to be that or an Evercade handheld. Evercade handheld sold out everywhere in the US. You cannot get it.
Yeah.
At all. I mean,
really?
any of the 4 or 5 vendors, they're all sold out of the handheld. And they said they don't.
It's not in the United States, but Fun Stock you can get it. I was just checking.
There's a Fun Stock US store, and you can't. It's sold out.
Jeff, the Fun Stock,
Even Amazon.
The only one you can get is the Mega Bundle.
Wait, what's that?
In the Fun Stock UK, you can still get the Mega Bundle, but that's the only one.
Oh yeah, but that's really expensive.
Plus $300.
The purple one is available, JD.
A handheld?
Yep.
How much is that? Where do you get that? Oh, here, I see it.
They just announced it. Was it like only 1,000 of them? I think they're going to make.
Purple one, yeah, but it comes with no games and it's quite expensive for the other ones.
It's the other ones that were like $99 and it came with a couple, but that may be it. Like, when's it going to be available?
Which one?
The purple one. Is it available now?
It's available right now. There's only 1,000 of them.
It's 20% off right now.
But I mean, they're shipping.
Yeah.
That may be my only choice.
If you buy it now, they'll probably ship it, well, I guess Friday or Saturday.
So the question is, are they ever going to come out? Like, what's the deal with that? I mean, is that just a shipping problem right now or manufacturing problem? Or are they done with that?
Oh, they're not done with it. They'll still be doing it.
So do I wait or do I hop on that Black Friday deal about that?
Let's see.
Well, put it this way. That purple one right now would cost me $140 Canadian. Okay?
Yeah.
I could buy a regular one with 10 games and the case for 288 Canadian.
Yeah, I know. Same here too. I mean, there's the
no-brainer,
deals are great.
So
I mean, you can just wait. They'll have them again soon.
They'll be back, but they've been out for a while of the other ones.
Do you think they'll be out again by Christmas, or do you think it's probably gonna be 2022?
Oh,
I don't know.
It's got to be next year.
Yeah, it's been 2 or 3 months since they've been gone because I've almost pulled the trigger on that mega bundle about 4 times now, and
you can get the Versus.
I thought you don't have the Evercade, Pete.
I do not have an Evercade, but I do have the Versus Founders ordered.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's paid. The good. I like that because when we ordered it, we paid for it.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I just I don't know. I just love the idea of a handheld system.
Yeah.
What's
really
the site that you went to get it to see the mega bundle?
Funstock.
Funstock.
Co.uk.
Yeah.
And there's a Funstock US too, and it is available there, but it's $226. And it doesn't even come with the main one that I want, which is the Intellivision one.
No,
but there's some great bundles though.
Is the Intellivision cartridge actually out yet?
That's a good question.
It's coming with the Versus.
Are you gonna be able to get it separate too?
I expect.
Oh yeah,
eventually.
Yeah. Oh, so the Intellivision cartridge isn't even coming out until 2022.
Well, it's coming out whenever the Versus comes out. There's some out there.
The Versus, yeah. So if it, I mean, it might be out next month because Evercade said something about the Founders Edition coming out soon. They kind of hinted it could be next month. Oh, they did say it was shipping next month. Some of them.
It was shipping, in order of your, that you placed it.
I guess most of us will get it probably in January, but some of us might get it.
This mega bundle makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, I don't know if
it's expensive up front.
If you haven't,
but if you figure what $20 a collection,
10 games for me are 25 and change Canadian, and this is 286.89 Canadian for the whole thing. So it's a pretty significant saving for me.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I
would like. There's only 20 some cartridges. I could catch up on those.
It's almost like buying all the cartridges and you get a free handheld.
And a case. Yeah, you get the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is, if I can get that, and that's available in the U.S. store, $226,
right.
And that's basically what I'd be paying for that.
I think this is.
I love
this is the latest one, number 20.
What's that?
I think this is the latest one, Mega Cat Studios Collection 2. It's number 20. But there's 6 more packed with the VS that are coming out?
Yes. Yeah.
I think 4
the arcades.
Cartridges.
Yeah.
Or no, 2 of those. And I think 4 arcades, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the arcade ones, instead of this like red color, they're purple.
What's on the arcade ones? I mean, I'm looking at Namco. Is it Namco Museum? No, Namco. Wait,
no.
What is on the arcade one? I mean, I guess I got to look this stuff up again. I looked at all of them when it first came out, and I just kind of like. That's another thing. I should have bought it when I had the chance.
Well, it says here the Intellivision Collection 1 is available for sale right now. It's number 21. Really? Mega Cat Studios is number 20, and Intellivision is 21, and Bitmap Brothers is 22. But those 2 are coming with the Versus.
All right.
Okay, that makes sense. And
I guess it did. There was a delay with the Intellivision one for a while, but I guess it's out now.
And from what I heard, you can use the Evercade handheld as a controller.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm looking at this. It's almost like, man, should I just get that single one? And then there's a Evercade versus starter pack that just comes with one controller. So I could, in essence, get the versus when it comes out, and already have, have the handheld as well, but that'd be one of the controllers.
Yeah, you could get.
Yeah.
I think what like the best one is what, the $100 one where it's the handheld and 3 games.
Yeah, that's the one that
As
I
far
want.
as like a cheap, inexpensive deal, that's a really good one there.
Yeah, because that was like $100 or something like that.
It's not available. That's 135 Canadian normally.
Yeah,
That right there is the same price as the purple one for me.
The handheld is $80, but then
yeah.
if you do the $100 one, you get 3 cartridges for. All right, so here you go. You have an Atari Arcade 1. Let's see. You have an Atari. You got one. It's a company I've never even heard of. Galco?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Never heard of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, is that how you say it, or is it Galico
I've heard it as Gallico.
or Gallico? Yeah.
Well, it's spelled GAELCO, so it'll be like
Yeah.
Galco.
Okay.
It's got
Okay.
Alligator Hunt, Biomechanical Toy, Glass Snowboard Championship, Thunder Hoop, and World Rally. I've never heard of any of those arcade games.
No, but a lot of them are British. Like, so from what I was reading is like they were pretty popular over there. I mean, I guess there might have been some other like cartridges as well as arcade stuff. But I
Where do
mean,
you
they
got
all look great. It's just that's the other thing. I haven't heard of really any of these games. I mean, other than a handful of like arcade or maybe ones that I played on a console or something like that. But otherwise, I mean, even Earthworm Jim. I've never played Earthworm Jim. I'd love to. It looks great.
There's a Data East arcade one coming out, and that looks really good. It's got Burger Time, Lock and Chase, Sly Spy, Tumble Pop.
Oh, it's got the original Lock and Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
And then what's the 4th one? Should be one more. Oh, Technos. They've got Combat Tribes, Blockout, Double Dragon 2, Double Dragon 3, and like 3 or 4 other ones that I'm not familiar with. Yeah, that's why these are kind of cool. I mean, some people may not like them because it's like, I've never heard of these games. But on the other hand, it's like, I don't want to keep buying the same games over and over. So it's kind of cool to get some new things.
Yep.
As long as they're decent.
In television. Oh wait, that's for Nintendo DS. I didn't realize did you know there's an Intellivision collection coming out for Nintendo DS? By the same company, by Blaze.
DS?
For the
Yeah.
DS?
Yep.
A new DS game?
That's what it looked like.
Wait, is this on the Funko site? Or,
I mean, the collection.
It is. Hold on, I just did a keyword search for it.
I mean,
I
because
was as surprised as you.
the one that Papa Pete has, was it like 60 some games?
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. What is this?
There's not much of a library that's not, already out.
Hold on. What is this?
yeah, that would, well, I guess a DS, you could have a whole bunch. Well, for 60, that's already that's almost half the games.
Yeah, but it's the one that they would have the rights to.
Yeah.
They couldn't put Tron or
Right.
Kool-Aid Man or the Imagine game.
I do not see anything for DS.
The Intellivision game is not out yet. Oh, here, I'll send it to you. And it's from Blaze, Evercade.
Yeah, Blaze is the company that makes everything.
I'm sending the link in the private chat.
Wow.
Messy, but yeah, no, I found it by accident. Unless it's just a typo.
Wow, let's find out. It'd be weird to be
I don't
doing
know,
a
but this
DS game. What the heck?
The only thing I can think of is it's a typo.
Yeah, it's a typo. This is just the Intellivision collection for.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it says Nintendo DS at the end. I have no idea why.
Yeah. that's what caught my eye just out of the corner of my eye. But yeah, no, it's not available yet. It's available for pre-order, but yeah, it's the same. Like I'm seeing January 2022.
Yeah, 12 games on here. It's got Slapshot Super Pro Hockey, JD.
Yeah, it's like I think I don't know if there's any other hockey games on Evercade yet. I think there was one coming out. But there's not a ton of sports games. That was one of the things that was like, eh.
There is one cartridge that's almost, I think it might be all sports games.
There was a baseball that looked pretty cool. But yeah, so like I'm either stuck getting that like mega bundle, and it's almost like, I mean, it's almost like too much, like too many games that I'm probably just never gonna play. Like I'll play it once and it's gonna sit. I don't know.
You haven't got the collector bug in you like me, whereas I'd love to get that whole that's a system that you could actually have the whole thing for quite.
Yeah, that's true. I'll tell you that
I'm already coming, and that'll be the first 10. It would leave me 10 in the middle to pick up.
Yeah,
and these aren't like. As far they've said in the past, they intend to just keep remaking the games.
Okay, so they're not going to.
Several of these have sold out in the past, but they've replenished all this. Yeah, the Namco games will not work on the Versus because of a licensing thing.
Wow, that's interesting.
I mean, it works.
That isn't,
but they've locked it out. I guess until they can come up with a new deal with Namco.
Wow.
Wonder why that is.
When they licensed it, it was for handheld games only.
Interesting.
I guess Namco knows what they're doing.
The thing is, like, I must have Pac-Man, Dig Dug, and Galaxian on like several different platforms. Like that, I don't know why those three are always bundled together. So like on my Countercade, I have that. On my like all-in-one joystick thing, I have that. There's something else where I have that on too. I'll tell you, the most fun that I have though is that you can't really see it here, but the Pac-Man Countercade, the 3-in-1. That is so fun to play those games. But yeah, I don't know any of these other games. Well, Xevious.
Yeah.
I remember that. What's in Collection 2, Namco?
Is Rolling Thunder in there?
Pole Position. Wasn't Namco Pole Position or Turbo?
It was Atari, wasn't it? Pole Position?
Yeah, I think you're right. What, didn't Namco make a racing? What was it? Why am I drawing a blank? Namco racing game. I guess it was original. The arcade, it was Namco. It was Namco.
Huh.
But
maybe I'm just picturing a Pole Position on the old Atari.
Okay, here it was. Yeah, it was licensed to Atari.
Okay.
But Pole Position, I love that. Like, I don't know what I was disappointed that did not make it on the Namco collection. I was really, really disappointed. They don't have it. There is a driving battle cars. I've never heard of it.
Here's one called.
Quad
Let's see. So the all of the first series of the Evercades are all the red boxes. Is that what it is?
The red
are there
boxes
10 of those?
Red boxes are console games.
Yeah, and the purple are arcade.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see. Okay. With the exception of the first Namco Museum. Well, actually, wait, no. The Namco Museum collections. Are any of these actual? Yeah, there's Galaga. And then. So I guess the two Namcos are the exception. Those are red boxes. But they came out first. I mean,
but couldn't have those been like Nintendo ports or something? I mean, not Nintendo, but different ports. And they just use that version.
That's a very good point.
You know, it's not necessarily the arcade.
You have a very good point there, and I don't know. And what is this game, Mappy? Have you ever heard of that? Like, I keep seeing references to that. That's in some of the countercade bundles too.
It's an old arcade game.
I don't remember ever hearing of it until recently.
You play a mouse, and you got platforms you're jumping up, and you're trying to collect things. And I don't know. I kind of like it.
It looks cool. It kind of looks like Popeye.
It's a really old arcade game, but it's fun.
Yeah, it looks good. I just
JD,
never heard of it.
You know what's interesting with these games is a lot of them are 2-player. But of course, you can't do the 2-player on the handheld. But when you plug the same cartridge into the VS, then all of a sudden, then you can play 2-player.
Right.
So if you think you might be doing a lot of 2-player, then a Versus would be the way to go.
Yeah. But I like the idea. Like, I don't have any handheld systems
Get a Switch
at all. Well, yeah, that's true. I could. But I really like the retro games. I mean, I like the 8-bit stuff.
And I do like that you
Just
can
earlier games. I just like them a lot.
Yeah. And I like you can plug this into your television.
Yeah.
So,
Well, wait, you can do that with a handheld too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting. That's what I meant.
And they even update the firmware for the handheld.
Yeah, here's my big complaint with that is they still haven't come out with a Mac updater, and you have to there is a Linux one, so like I could easily spin up a Linux thing and do that, but the only way that you can run the firmware updater is like if you have a virtualized Windows, so like Boot Camp or like VirtualBox or something like that. So you have to buy Windows. Well, I mean, yeah, you could find Windows, but you would essentially have to buy Windows. So you have to pay $100 to be able to run a firmware updater if you're a Mac user. So it's like, that's kind of a deal breaker. Although, again, there's a workaround in Linux that you can run, though. I think there's like a Windows like executable kind of thing that you can run in Linux. So that's probably what I would do. But that's my only pet peeve right now about that system. It's a small one because I've heard nothing but good things about the system.
Yeah, it's a good system, all right.
But they keep saying they're going to come out with that. Like for the last 2 years, they still haven't come out with that Mac firmware updater.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with that. That's kind of weird.
And I mean that probably shouldn't be what's holding me back because I have access to Windows machines. I'm just being stubborn. So do I get the purple one or do I wait? Or do I buy that big bundle?
Boy, it all depends on what you want. The purple is cool because it's a collector's item.
I like the color. It's very Jetsons.
It's more expensive.
Don't get any games.
It doesn't come with anything, right?
No, it's just whatever the box usually comes with, just the system and probably a cable.
Does it come with batteries? Just kidding.
How does it come with batteries?
Probably not. Yeah, I don't know. I still that countercade thing, just that partycade thing, just looks so cool. I love the physical box, and I don't have enough room for the big arcade games either.
Yeah, I'd like to have some of those, but man, I got no room for those.
Yeah, and I have that classic pinball. That's got to come over here first if I was going to do anything like that. But
well,
yeah,
how much
that.
for a decent used like 2DS?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
A 2DS?
Yeah. Well, the reason I brought that up, like Papa Pete, I bought the collection, the television collection, just because it was signed. They say, okay, I've got this thing. I need a machine to play it, and I got the 2DS XL. That was last year. Just to play the television games, and it's very well done. I mean, I think there's some game errors. Like I think I heard like on Treasure of Tarman, there were some things that were missing, and I think Bomb Squad, there was some graphic deal. But if you're into old school in television,
Yeah,
if you can get a 2DS XL or something like that,
that's not a bad idea.
You might have to, because they don't sell any of those anymore. So you might have to get it at a
Used one.
no, like I said, a good, decent used one.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that would be. I don't know, $100 or
Yeah.
something. I don't know, because the television part is the collection is not that expensive.
Right.
Yeah, last year I got a 2DS XL just because they were phasing them out, and I think Walmart was selling the XL for like $100 with Mario Kart. They were just trying to get rid of them. I was like, I'm getting that so I'll have a backup for years down the road. At least I'll still have a brand new one. Because the 2DS XL is actually a great handheld.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah. Then I got some
nice big screen, looks good.
carts on eBay, and there was one that had Earthworm Jim on it.
That's cool. Yeah, I saw there's a cartridge. I'd like to get that Evercade cartridge that had Earthworm Jim. Be right back.
Looks like they have Astro Smash, Night Stalker, Frog Bog, and what else is on that Intellivision Evercade cartridge?
Thin Ice.
Okay.
There's a homebrew. What is it? Princess Quest or something?
Yeah, I think you're right. I wonder if they'll do a second television one.
They would have to, because I think they said the Intelligent Collection 1. So if you're calling it Collection 1, figured there'd be a 2.
Yeah, I noticed they've put Collection 1 on all their stuff as soon as the first ones that come out. I don't know if that means they just do that in case they do one, or if they already have a deal set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, where is that? Oh, here we go.
Here it is. Buzz Bombers,
Yep. Buzz Bombers is a shooter.
Princess Quest, Pinball, Shark, Slapshot, Super Pro Hockey,
Yeah.
Snafu, Thunder Castle, and Word Rockets. Learning fun too.
But see, but like Snafu, that's a 2-player game, so you can play it 1 player, I guess, on the handheld. But then when you go to the VS, then you can,
Right.
have the second player.
Yeah, it's a good thing they kept all the 2-player stuff in on the handheld. So
Yeah.
I mean, they obviously knew they were doing a console.
But in theory, in television, they could do like a special VS version. So then you'd have Sea Battle, all the 2-player, games from back in the day. Biplanes.
Frog Bog. But yeah, I remember that now.
What was it called on Atari? Frogs and Flies or something? Pete, are you?
Can't hear you, Pete.
Sorry, I actually muted it a little while ago.
There you go.
Sorry about that. You were talking about you were talking about the games, the 2-player games on the DS version, correct?
No, so you can do a 2-player version, game collection for the Evercade.
Oh, for the Evercade.
For the Evercade VS, that opens up their library.
Yeah, absolutely. They can do those now with the verses. They had 2-player games, a lot of them on here, which would only open up when you link two consoles,
with the link.
together. And it was kind of neat when you could do that. But again, it was sort of like I've always said, I'd like to play Sea Battle again someday, where I'm not trying to teach the other person how to play.
Yeah. Or if you wanted to play boxing or something, you need somebody to fight.
It was kind of neat because I remember hooking up the kids' DSs together so I could just get to see the games that were on that system, because it won't even show them if you don't have 2 linked together.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Did you need 2 games, Pete, or just the 1 game?
Just the 1.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh. One of the last things I'm going to bring up tonight is this. Did you guys ever see this?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Great movie.
The karaoke scene when they're singing Ray Charles in that bar.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember my dad. My dad fell in love with the movie, but mostly fell in love with the Greg Allman tune on there. He's like, "What song is that?" And I mean, it's been a long time ago when he mentioned it, when he saw the movie on cable. But I'll be holding on, I think is the name of it.
Is that what it is?
And it's a great song. I'd love to do it in my new band. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's only like it's $8.99, I think, on Blu-ray on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
So I was thinking about getting it.
And that's got to be one of Andy Garcia's first movies, just like Untouchables.
Really? Wow. Untouchables has one of those funky little scenes where things aren't. There's a continuity issue when he goes to recruit Sean Connery in his apartment, and his collar's open, closed, closed, open, closed, open. One of those, like Pretty Woman, isn't it? Where she's eating a bagel and then she's eating a pancake. It's like that.
Maybe she was just scarfing it down.
The problem is she's talking at the same time.
Course. It was a multi-course meal.
So she did a great job.
So what's everyone doing for Thanksgiving tomorrow? Anyone traveling?
I'm traveling to work.
So
You're going to work. Okay.
oh, that's right. It's Happy Thursday to Pete.
It's Thursday.
Yes, Thursday. Yeah.
No, we got family. We have family and friends coming over tomorrow. We're gonna do like an open house kind of thing, so they'll be
He's got
and whenever
the musical instrument.
Pete shows up with his mariachi band with mac and cheese, strumming away, and he'll be going. He's got his mac and cheese maracas and cheese.
We're just having our parents over. Got it semi-catered, low stress. Like we're making like some things, I think like desserts and some of the sides, and then we got like the main course. We like bought it like Whole Foods or whatever.
That's
nice.
Oh, interesting.
A lot lower stress. And we've been
Yes.
working like crazy. We haven't had any time, so just a family get together.
Yeah, for me, I'll be with my mom, but I got to break out the WKRP, the Turkeys Away episode, and then the Cheers Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, Cheers one was so good too.
Yeah. And then the Friday, Saturday, I got to work. We got a race at Ventura, the 80th running of the Turkey Night Grand Prix. It's a 98 lap midget race and sprint cars.
Nice.
It's kind of a tradition out here.
Wow. What about you, Jeff?
It's just gonna be the four of us. This is the first time ever.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
But it's first Thanksgiving at your new place, right?
First
Yes.
one's new
Oh,
place.
that's true.
We've been hosting Thanksgiving since we got married. So, yeah, man, we used to in the heyday we had like 30 plus people.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy, and then it's kind of dwindled down. And with my, son having some health issues, the rest of my family didn't feel like they wanted to come over, and they were afraid they might get them sick or something with whatever, and which I understand.
Right.
It is kind of a touch and go situation. So,
It's
so it'll
dicey.
just be the four of us, which will be very unusual. It's actually it's a stress-free Thanksgiving too, because there's no don't have to run around cleaning the house like crazy tonight.
Yep.
Maybe I could fire this thing up.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Beat up, but I never had one.
Yeah, me either. I'm looking forward to getting one.
That's Tandy.
Tandy, yeah, with the darker wood grain.
I vaguely remember seeing it at Radio Shack, like vaguely.
But it's got the old school, controllers.
Yeah.
Is that the only difference? That just the name and the wood
Just the
grain?
name and the wood grain, from what I could tell.
Huh.
Hopefully she'll fire up.
Yeah.
Are you taking in television with you, Lance, to play biplanes?
Gotta get my sister to come over. We'll do that.
It's a biplanes Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I don't know if we're gonna. I kind of wanted to break out the Intellivision. We might break out the Wii because I think like that's kind of like the common denominator with everybody, and everybody's played it.
Yeah, and then you could put in your new Tron game.
That is true.
There you go.
I'm sure that is not what they want to play, though. I'm sure it's going to be like Wii bowling, and nothing against that, but you know.
Yeah, but I mean, since you've never played it, nobody would have an advantage. So
that's true. The funny thing is, I was about to say before, I heard a couple of reviews basically saying this was kind of like Wii Sports, but like the Tron version. Like, so they're kind of like, yeah, it is. There's discs of Tron and stuff like that, but it's all kind of like, it's like Wii centric, I guess.
Interesting.
Okay.
Motion control. You start flinging discs at everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I anticipate. I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody.
That could be fun. You can start practicing for that can game.
Oh yeah, there you go.
See, everything works. It's interweaving.
Yeah. But I do look forward to that post-dinner nap.
The food coma nap.
Yeah, and then you wake up and have leftovers at like make a Dagwood sandwich at
Amen.
o'clock at night.
Preach it. Preach it. Now I'm hungry. I need to eat. I haven't had dinner.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it. Yeah, it's the first Thanksgiving we've had together, families, for now 2 years, I guess.
Wow.
We just had it just a small gatherings before.
All right, Pete's had enough.
Yeah.
Pete's had enough. When do you know you've had enough? When Pete's had enough.
Enough talking turkey.
You think we visited? I think if we visited Pete at his home, at some point he'd just go. Game. I've had enough of you people. Well, I guess we'll end it here. We've been going over 2.5 hours. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
For a show about nothing, we did pretty good.
I know.
Yep, that's right.
It was fun. Thanks, guys.
Unscripted.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah, you guys too. And happy Thursday, Pete.
Yeah.
Happy Thursday to our Canadian friends.
Thank you.
Happy post-turkey coma.
Exactly.
I'm gonna make a damn turkey this weekend just for spite.
You should just join us.
I got
and then
one
you
of
can
the
chime in on a video with Jeff.
Are you going to maple glaze it?
I don't maple glaze a ham, but not a turkey. I don't.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I thought you guys did that for like everything. You do maple glazed bacon. So
yeah, that's good. Maple bacon's good. Maple beer's good. Maple. Oh my God, maple potatoes are good. And maple glazed carrots.
Wow.
Maple icing on a donut.
Maple sugar pie.
Could you?
Oh, wow.
Could you do? I was talking to who was I talking to? I guess TJ made a comment about like pine sap or something like that, and I was like, the closest thing I had hot honey one time on a pizza. Have you ever had hot honey? It's like spiced. It's spiced honey.
No.
So it was some sort of like meat, like Canadian bacon or something like that. I forgot what it was with the hot honey, and I was very skeptical because I'm more like traditional like pizza topping kind of thing, and I loved it. It was actually really good. I mean, you wouldn't ask for that in New York City; you'd probably get clubbed. But I mean,
another pizza gate, great.
Yeah, really. Yeah, like I wouldn't ask for a Hawaiian pizza in New York. No way, no how. And I don't hate Hawaiian pizza by any means. I actually like it, but it's just there's a place and a time for it, you know.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Just behind closed doors.
Mama
can't
C's
do a
favorite.
taco pizza either.
Every time we go, we get pizza and a Hawaiian.
Do you remember the first time I had? Do you remember who the first person I can recall to come out with a taco pizza? Do you remember who that was? Like what company?
Was it McDonald's? Was it?
No, it was a pizza.
Pizza Hut?
No, close. It was Godfather's Pizza.
Oh wow, Godfather.
And I was never a fan of Godfather's Pizza at all, except the taco pizza. I love that. Like
I like Godfathers. We had them in our hometown. We still we don't have it now, do we? They exist. I've seen it. It's on the road. There is one.
I never cared for the crust.
I haven't seen one in LA for years. I mean, it could be one.
We went there a couple times. We had one near us.
Yeah, I like the crust. I liked it. It was good.
It was different.
All right, gentlemen.
All righty then. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
We'll
Fun
go out
time.
with
Thank you.
Good gaming.
Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. All of
Thanksgiving,
you.
everybody.
Happy Turkey Day.
Right on.
All right. We will see you guys next week.
Well, Coco, it's a special night, Thanksgiving Eve, here on GoGameGo, and Viking Stew and Just Jeff have invited me and Lance Jennings and JD on for a special Thanksgiving Eve open chat. And I love Thanksgiving. I mean, I love stuffed turkey, roasted turkey, mashed potatoes, candied yams, all the fixings, all for dessert, pumpkin pie. But then again, Thanksgiving's back in October here in Canada. So you know what you and I get to eat tomorrow? Damn you, Go Game Go!